Wake up, gamers, because you're listening to the Big Think Dimension featuring Dan and Bob Video Games.
You see that mountain, Bob?
Yeah.
You can download that mountain on your phone, so that way it's ready when you stick the disc in.
Oh, great.
KZ Excellent.
I say words.
And Mr. Feel.
I dipped them into barbecue sauce.
Here on GigaBoots.
Been enjoying Ratchet and Clank month so far. As of this recording, we've gotten through all the PS2 games, except for Deadlocked, which we're not doing this month because we're going to do that with Aggro and KZ at another time.
Yeah. We can't ruin that.
Yeah.
It needs to be intimate. He needs to be able to like look into the camera so he's looking at me so I can get scared.
Yes. This is important.
And if that's not there, then it's fucking worthless.
I'm sure it'll come in with some props.
Oh god, yeah. One of them, a gun, an internet gun.
He comes in with like one of those styrofoam mannequin heads with 3D glasses on it and just occasionally puts a knife in it.
Oh my god, he's just gonna make a prop of me and start beating it.
Yeah. So I feel like we really miss out if we don't get him here in the flesh.
He's already into this episode of Big Think Dimension.
For that.
Look, this is a good one.
But yeah, so that means we did Ratchet 1, Ratchet Going Commando, and Ratchet Up Your Arsenal, the PS2 trilogy. Those are
fucking titles. It just when you go through all of those, it just gotta hit.
It's good. See,
Still not as good as Into the Asshole.
I was about to say into the nut.
Nethers. It's into the nethers. But
ripped a testicle.
Shit my fart. But yeah, no, those games are really good. I didn't realize that the names that were puns and innuendos in the titles of them actually were relevant to the plot. Like, I didn't realize you would be a commando in Going Commando.
Yeah, no, that was a surprise.
And have the best final boss and ending ever.
Aggro was very excited to see we had the gun to just break that boss like Bane did Batman.
Yeah, no, that was really great. I think it's hilarious to be able to just lay them, have a whole layer of bombs and just sit on the floor and destroy him.
Like, that kind of feels like when you play a wizard in a D&D and you just have the one spell that undoes the encounter.
The game's kind of brave at the end. Not many games are brave enough to be like, that's it. The last thing is CBT.
Yeah.
It was surprising.
It was surprising. Not sure that it was a good choice, but it is a choice they made.
And it's canonical in the next game. They don't forget about it at all. They keep calling back to it.
They keep going like, yep, the crotchetizer is just something that Quark uses a lot, apparently, we guess. He really enjoyed testing that, I guess.
This is like it's just like fucking Austin Powers with the penis pump.
God, I forgot about
God damn it. God damn it.
Those are cursed content.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
God, are they
Especially
ever?
Goldmember.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
which is my favorite.
Fuck you.
Yeah, Goldmember was the one I watched in theaters, and I was like, this is really funny. And then I rented it on DVD, and I went, oh, this is so bad. And then I didn't watch more than 30 minutes.
You grew up between the two.
Yeah, it was a weird changeover, and I didn't, to this day, I don't think I changed as a person all that much between the two, but apparently I crossed a line.
Oh, man. That great scene about the mole that goes on for 5 fucking minutes.
It sure is a Saturday Night Live sketch given too much money. Which is still not enough money.
I remember the first one having fun, actually being genuinely funny.
Yeah.
With stuff like, finally the capitalists will pay for their crimes, eh, comrade? And it goes, Austin, we won. Oh, hooray, capitalism.
But yeah, I didn't realize, like, my level of engagement with Ratchet before this month was I played a few Ratchet games, and I was like, these are really easy, and they don't really challenge me, so I don't feel engaged. But going back and playing the PS2 ones at least, like I think they're really great. Like there's a lot of fun to be had there. The level design is a little different from what you see in most games, I feel. You know, like it's weird. Most of the planets in the first 3 at bare minimum have like 2, maybe 3 routes you run through them and they loop back to the beginning. Like it's almost like each planet has a Crash Bandicoot style level that just arcs off in their own direction. It's really, really weird. But yeah, I love how much you get to customize stuff, you know, through the mods and other things, leveling up guns, etc., etc. How many things they offer. And that PS3 collection made it pretty easy to revisit. The problem was it desyncs the audio on most cutscenes, which we just dealt with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tragic. That's like Banjo-Tooie's ports had that, but only for the first cutscene, where it always desyncs and they've never fixed it.
Maybe on the Series X.
I think on your stream it desynced.
Well, yeah, that's why we're looking forward to the power of Series X.
Okay.
Where's that marketing campaign?
So when you stream it on Series X and I'm there and we're dying.
Yeah, I was like, I'll stream many things on Series X. That is not it, man. That ain't
Hey,
it.
at least we'll know how to get through Grunty's Industries a little bit better.
Oh yeah, by not going there, by not playing it.
I'm sure Blast Core will just be that much better on the Series X.
You know,
Correct.
maybe the Series X can finally truly run Cameo.
No,
Oh well, I tried.
sorry. It's not
Previews did play that.
Oh, that's good.
Jeff Bakalar played Cameo.
Cameo is one of those games I know nothing about, but always assumed must be bad because I never heard anybody talk about it.
I'm really glad this isn't a live stream, so I don't have to read chat. Yeah, Cameo's bad.
Who played it?
Huh?
Who played Cameo?
People who grew up with a 360.
Oh.
It was like that and Viva Pinata are like the things that kids got on the 360.
Yeah.
And I think Viva Pinata has a lot more valid reasons to defend it than Cameo probably does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a much better game than Cameo.
Cameo has that energy of like a 6 that you forget about instantly.
Cameo has the same energy to me, and keep in mind that I've barely even seen the game. I'm just going by promotional materials and stuff. As Vex. Remember Vex?
I haven't played it,
No.
but yes, I remember it.
KZ, Vex was like the an attempt by Acclaim to make like an edgy collectathon, where it's like it's like I'm just gonna post the cover. I think it really tells you all you need to know. Keep in mind that one of the collectibles in this game, one of the collectibles in this game is detached human hearts, like medically accurate hearts.
It's very cool.
Yeah, I know this. I immediately I immediately recognize this awful art.
Yeah,
as someone who as that kid who would totally stand at a GameStop going through that same like rack and just looking at things for 20 minutes and buying one thing. Yes.
Bob's like, please get out of my store.
I'm like, no, I've only been allowed $35. We need to really figure out this number puzzle.
He's just like, trade in all of your video games.
I did. You got all my Donkey Kong Country games. You gave me $12.
Oh,
Hypnotizing eyes engage.
Wee, 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 wee. But yeah,
that's rough.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel bad for the clerk because then my dad threatened to fist fight him.
Jesus Christ.
Kids should not be allowed in GameStops.
They shouldn't. I absolutely. They're not allowed to come in there with anything but their own money. No physical other items, not even pants.
If you're a parent and you're listening to this, don't let your kid trade things in a GameStop, no matter how much they beg and cry.
Yeah, they'll hate it.
Because they'll be upset at some point in the future, and you'll have to deal with that. So just be like, no, you only get to have to be upset this once.
I actually wasn't upset like initially or at a point where I would be like, I would cry to my parents. It was more of just in hindsight of like, man, what a fucking idiot.
I mean, I had that emotion multiple times as I made bad jump after bad jump. You know, you trade in this game, you put in a little money, you buy that game. That game's bad. Uh-oh. Its trade-in value has gone down because it's really bad. Now you put in that game and a little bit more money than last time. Oh, really?
No.
Huh.
I did it once and then was like locked in, and I got a few things out of it. And those games, I'm like, this is good, and I felt good. And then like some months pass, and then I do it again with some other stuff. I never felt like I got screwed necessarily, where I traded something in, lost a bunch of value out of it, and have garbage.
Yeah.
So I guess it could have been worse.
Yeah. It just, my chain eventually, just because each time it grinds down the value, it just turned into dust. And by the end of it, you have nothing and you lost everything.
Yeah.
This is depressing.
Yes, it is. So about
is that all
Ratchet
you
and
played?
Clank, I've been enjoying Ratchet and Clank. Bob, you've been enjoying it?
Yeah, no, it's really good, and it's cool to see all the improvements that happen through those 3 games. Like, they keep doing small adjustments that feel like they add up to a lot.
Yes, because if you play that first game, you're like, this is a little rough. And then you play the second game, and you're like, wow, this is glow up, hot damn. Then you play the third game, and you're like, oh, this is a really nice polish of that second game. Why does the jumping and moving feel like this? Because they added the lock strafe.
Yeah, we probably should just not use that.
Nah, it's cool. They retool how it feels yet again in Tools of Destruction, which is what we're going to play the day after this recording. I'm very fucking excited. In fact, I had to stop myself from playing it last night when I was testing that Agro's copy worked all right.
Yeah, I'm very excited. That's going to be like a huge jump up in graphics. We're going to have
6-axis.
more guns. Does the gun still level up, I assume?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do, and they have a skill tree now.
Oh, yeah. The people were telling us about that. It's very exciting. Because, like, having 5 levels for each gun was really cool in Up Your Arsenal.
Yeah, in this, they have different attributes, like how far they can shoot, how fast they can shoot, how much damage they do, how many bolts you get from enemies, and you get to customize how you upgrade it. And at the end of the full skill tree, as you do these multiple different passive upgrades with the Raritanium, you get the ultimate upgrade, which, you know, like a mod, adds a certain layer to your gun, like acidic damage. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
It's been a minute since I played Ratchet games, but as I played much of Deadlocked, I remember those weapons just leveling up to like 99, or it might have been 50, something high.
Yeah.
Where I just remember at the end, they just added an effect where they just are multicolored when they shoot out. So like the shotgun one that's like in all the games, that's like a stream shooting out.
Yes.
It's just rainbow colored.
That's
and
pretty
just
dope.
melts everything. I feel like that's just the best weapon every time.
Yeah.
The first game doesn't have it, which is rough.
Dude, Tools of Destruction
you
didn't
just get
have
that
it.
in every encounter that do that.
Tools of Destruction, I played, I guess, about an hour and a half to 2 hours in. I can't remember. I think it's an hour and a half. Still haven't seen it in a shop or anything. And I'm like, uh-oh.
That sounds smart, almost. Like, we know this is great, but we've already seen it in ripped apart.
Yeah. Speaking of which, that's why I started laughing earlier when Bob was like, yeah, I remember that game looked great. It had amazing graphics compared to the PS2 ones. And I'm like, yeah, that's how I remembered it too.
Oh no!
Then I booted it last night, and Ratchet's face he's making is just constantly humorous, just because it looks so wrong.
Yeah,
he's always angry when he's holding a gun.
I saw a little bit of that yesterday, and where the animations are super stiff for every cutscene too.
Oh yeah, the cutscenes are 30 frames per second, and still the animations look real rough. But here's our boy Ratchet. He's so strong.
God.
I'm so looking forward to this. My only regret, Bob, is that our TV doesn't have nearest neighbor upscaling, because this shit is the blurriest goddamn game I've played anytime recently. It's 720p, maybe.
Need that OSSC Pro.
Yeah, they need to release an OSSC Pro so that way we can upscale 720p to 4K. They need to fucking release that, because there is a device on the market that does that, but I would be a crazy person to buy that just for the PS3 and 360.
Yes.
And yet, I think about it.
I will buy it.
I'm thinking about it. It's it would make our videos look sharper, and it would save us from needing to upscale and post ever again. Oh well. Anyway, Ratchet's way better than I thought it was. We were considering adding a Jack week to Ratchet and Clank month, but
I'm glad you decided not to. Holy shit.
It was really funny. It was really funny that the DM I got while I was doing another show. Let's see. Dan and Bob are memeing themselves into adding the Jack and Sly trilogies to Ratchet month. And I'm like, hold on. I got to get in there. Dan usually tries to take advantage of me not being there to never do anything ever. So I should probably pop in and scare him. And you were immediately scared.
I mean, I was fighting against this the whole time, but the chat was super into it. Dan was into it.
And then you have some people in chat like, we care about your health. And I'm like, if he says no to it, it's not because of his fucking health.
It should be.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have a good life-work balance. I definitely don't push myself too hard. I take many days off every week. I stream.
That's why I added the podcast.
I stream reasonable lengths of time.
Correct.
If it's not 10 hours, it's not a stream.
Basically.
To be honest, we didn't even do a stream today. That wasn't a stream.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, so somebody couldn't go to sleep, get up, go to work, come back, and still have that stream to be entertained.
Exactly. So it's not even real. Exactly.
It was just one baby game.
It was only 4 hours.
Yeah, we should have done like 5 games off that SNES Online thing.
Yeah. We should have beaten every game on the collection.
We should have beaten Operation Logic Bomb.
We're doing that right now. This is the operation.
Operation Logic Bomb is the official game of Big Think Dimension.
But yeah, no, I think this series is way better than I ever expected. I'm looking forward to playing through the rest of these, and holy shit, am I even more excited for Rift Apart. That looks so fucking good. And it's like the hardest Sony has leaned into supporting one of these games since Tools of Destruction.
Yeah, if it's not since anything on the PS3, because I guess that like Crack in Time is supposed to be like a full one, and so maybe it's got as much budget as Tools, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think a Crack in Time has as much budget as Tools.
Crack in Time, maybe not quite so much.
I think it's the ones after a Crack in Time. Like Into the Nexus is a downloadable game / small.
Right.
And Quest for Booty is a really, really tiny game.
Yeah, Quest for Booty is just like a weird intercal between the two real ones.
I feel like the movie reboot one didn't even sell at full price.
No, It was $40 and people didn't like it. So
I don't think it was. I'm gonna check right now on Amazon because I bought it on Amazon. I should be able to.
Yeah, it's 40.
Its price was.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet $20 a debut it at 40.
Ratchet and Clank PS4 order details. Yep, it was 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because here's how I know it was 40. Originally, I was like, "Oh, cool, I'll pick it up," and then I read everyone's review of it's bad. Don't, and I'm like, "Oh, really?"
I don't really think it was bad. I think it was pretty fine.
Ratchet fans have opinions about rewriting the first game to have Nefarious in it.
Yeah, that part's bad, but on a gameplay level, it's fine. It's like,
that's the one thing about fucking Rift Apart where I'm like, really? Again?
I don't think they're gonna do it. I think it's just an opening thing. I don't think.
Yeah,
he's the big
I
bad.
really hope that it's like we actually wrote a new villain this time, because when he popped up, I'm like, God, guys, I know he's like your Bowser, but come on.
When I was over picking up the games from Agro's place, he's just like, yeah, and then they wrote in Nefarious, and it's like, oh, good, Nefarious is back again. This'll never get old.
Well, see, they might be scared because in Tools of Destruction they have a non-nefarious villain, and that villain won the Snow Beast Award for that game.
Oh no! No,
Mr.
what?
Feel, for the audience who has no idea what that means, can you explain
know what that means?
what the Snow
Okay.
Beast Award is?
In Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, the second game, there is a snow planet where you collect crystals and can trade them for lots of money. It gives Dan brain spiders. There
I
are
had to get
enemies
them all.
in there called snow beasts, which are like Yetis that have no telegraphs on their very fast attacks.
They also do massive damage.
And they do massive damage. They are the worst thing in the game. And to honor that, Insomniac started the Snow Beast Award, which they give to the developer that implements the worst thing in each game.
So
And-
the villain of Tools of Destruction is the worst thing.
That is, yes, yes.
God.
Sean Whistler from Insomniac won it for the villain of Tools of Destruction. Apparently, the missile launchers that pop up out of the ground and shoot missiles at your plane in Up Your Arsenal won it in Up Your Arsenal. Like I'll just post a picture of them. There's no reason to describe it. I'll just post a picture of it so that Dan and Bob can see what they considered the worst thing in that game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember those very well.
Luckily, Dan played all the flying segments, so I don't even. It just glazes by me. I'm like, yeah, that's normal. It's fine.
I like how the Snow Beast Award was not awarded to Mega Man X.
Yeah, that thing feels what Casey's. I hate how many times I translate shit for the audience. Casey is referring to the Quark 2.5D side scroller, which honestly
Which
doesn't
the
feel
developer
that bad.
said they wanted to make something like Mega Man X.
Yeah, and it honestly doesn't feel as bad as you would expect. I've played way worse 2.5D games. Blade Kitten.
Yeah.
You know,
All right.
with how much we talk about that, somebody's gonna have to stream it at some point.
Not it.
That's true. I think well, here's the thing. I have to be it because I'll never forgive Bob for when I was like, okay, we need to review this. And he's like, I think it's good. And I'm like, Bob, I hate this game more than I've hated any other PS3 game. What the fuck do you mean you think it's good?
I thought you were gonna be like, I hate this, and I hate you for saying you like it.
I mean, that was about the mood of the room. Yeah. That game was rough. that game was rough weeb shit. It was weird how the opening sequence had her eat both sushi and Pocky.
I have to go.
Yeah, anything else?
Bob, did you play anything else?
Yeah, we actually both played Mario 35.
Oh my god. Did either of you play Mario
No.
Brothers 35? So,
Oh,
as expected based on the trailer, they went, well, Tetris 99 was successful. Let's just make it somehow work mechanically with Mario.
Yeah, because this is the same devs.
Yeah, it's as far as I know,
Arika.
Arika. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. It just doesn't have a good flow to it at all. The tactics you employ don't feel like really smart things. I say this as someone who's won multiple times. Like, this isn't
Yeah,
a...
I was about to say, I'm gonna need you to have won at least one for it to be able to be this mean about it.
I mean, I got, what was it, the first two times, I think it was 15th place and then 11th place. And even then I was like, I'm starting to see the shape and form of these mechanics and it seems incredibly stupid. It's like, okay, get to this part where if they throw enemies at you, it'll end up on a flat plane. Okay. Get a star. Okay, now send a shitload of enemies to one guy and kill him. Okay, good job.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know, Bob. Bob, like, what do you think about it?
It just seems weird and kind of boring. Like, I guess the tactic's supposed to be getting to Koopa, killing him, and sending it to players. But if you want to just survive longer, you just basically sit in a room killing, or you take every level as slow as you can, killing every single enemy so your time is maxed out.
Well, see, you get so many more points from getting a star and killing a bunch of enemies all at once.
Yeah,
because you get additional time. Every time you kill an enemy in this game, by the way, you get more time.
right.
If you use a fireball, you only get 1 second. So,
But yeah, if you're bumping on everyone's head, you get like 3 seconds per guy or something.
it starts at 2 and it goes up 1 for each additional dude you jump on top of. So if you can, jump on one and chain them all together, you can get a pretty decent thing. But it's much easier to just get star power and blitz through a shitload of dudes.
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
And it seems like there's not a structure to the levels. You just sort of
Yeah, that's one of the weirdest elements. It doesn't take you through the levels in a linear manner. It just keeps throwing you at random levels. For example, I've beaten 1 1 1 2 1 3 1 4 2 4 3 something.
Yeah, I thought that it was just going to let me
like all
play
over the
through
place.
Mario.
Yeah,
and then
I
it
thought
would
so
almost
too.
be like a race to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Instead, it's like
my vibe. I thought was that you keep going, so it's like if it's a really tough matchup, you get to like 4-2 or something until
No.
it's over.
No, it throws you at levels out of order even. For example, I select that I want to go to Bowser's level. So I do 1 1 and then I do 1 4. And then from there it's completely random and it might make me repeat 1 1 or 1 4 or both. It's completely random.
yeah, it's
Weird.
Seem good.
It's just very strange. Like, I don't know why they do it.
It's a fucking mess.
Hopefully they fix it in time for
What? Is something weird
it-
happened to this?
they're throwing it away in fucking 5
Maybe
months.
that's why it's kind of half baked.
Yeah. Yep. So this is Nintendo at their most Nintendo. It doesn't make sense. They thought it was cute. They did it anyways, and it will go away because isn't that funny?
God, yeah, it is such a pile of
Oh,
wow.
isn't that a lark?
Man, this feels even less. For me, I didn't get the read of this is very Nintendo. This felt like evil, dark, like cynical of just here's a bad, low effort game. It's gonna go away, but it'll get you excited. Are you excited for Mario? I'm not. I'm so tired. Leave me alone.
Evil Cynic would have to monetize it at all.
Yeah,
Like-
but it's also Nintendo, so they're too dumb to know how to do that.
Yeah, but the last time Nintendo was that dumb, it was Mario, what was it, Super Mario Run or whatever on iOS, and they're like, give us $15, and everyone's like, no. And they're like, shit.
We didn't
They're
account
like,
for this.
we'll do some traditionally charged things like normal games because people said that's what, a lot of people like, that's how I'll get into mobile. And then none of them fucking bought it because they're like, I just don't like mobile games.
I may be the only person who bought that game.
Yes, there is a chance.
I think I also bought it.
It's a fun game. It's all right.
Wasn't
Not
wasn't
great.
it iOS exclusive?
Was it?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure
For a
it
little
came to.
bit, because
I think
like
it may
Apple
have been
brought
for
out like
very small.
Miyamoto for it, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was exclusive for like a few months or 2
Yeah,
months.
I think I was like, well, I might play it, and then it came out. Yeah, it was 3 months, and then by the time I could get it, it was like, actually, it's bad, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay. But yeah, that's as far as I can recall all I played.
Okay. I played a lot more SR-13 Sentinels.
Okay.
Aegis
Rim.
Rim.
A Gaius.
This game is one of those that uses the honorifics a lot, like San
Pog.
and Sama and all of that, like in every single time, to the point where they even call it, instead of like yakisoba bread, it's like yakisoba pan. Like it's fully in
Fuck,
Japanese.
Persona doesn't do that shit.
Yeah, no, it's
I don't even think Yakuza does that, and that's like the one that's explicitly supposed to be like you're watching a foreign film.
yeah, it's a very strange choice.
That just makes me think of Beast Day.
George Tommy's like, no, you're gonna fucking do it and like it.
That just makes me think of Beast Day, where it turns out, yeah, that was just them murdering beef steak.
Look, I elaborately drew this yakisoba pan. You're going to have him say it like that way.
And I'm sure it looks really good.
It does, because everything does.
Fun fact, if you search up beefsteak, if you search up beefsteak on fucking Google, it's just like, here's with the Wikipedia entry for steak, dipshit.
But I finally got past the prologue, and the game actually changes the whole structure after you do that. So in the prologue, each mission starts with a like combat mission, and then you do the more visual novel style stuff. And once you go past that, there's just, okay, this is now a menu where you just do combat missions, and then this is another menu where you do all the visual novel stuff, and you can actually alter stories in it now, so you're able to go shoot it multiple times in the same person and unlock new paths and stuff, which is pretty neat. Also, I found out this basically uses it references or has elements from basically every sci-fi story probably ever.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, like
There's a ghost in the shell.
Uh-huh.
You're an orphan of the machine.
No,
He's
please.
like, I haven't hit the
Machine.
dolphin chapter yet.
Yeah, don't talk about that, please.
Yes.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, it's really unexpected, and like it starts out with just movie titles and stuff being slightly different, like UFO Wars, but then they describe scenes from Star Wars. And then it just like the plot keeps adding in more and more sci-fi tropes to the point where it's like, Jesus. It's pretty crazy, but I'm liking it. Excited to get through that. That's the only thing I played this week, other than I watched the anime for Burn the Witch, because I talked about the manga last week.
Yeah.
The anime only covers the 4 chapters that they released. It's a special manga earlier this year. It does not cover the special chapter that introduced the whole thing, which I believe was last year. So if you want the
it's like it's one episode that does those 4 chapters, or is it just going to do those 4 chapters with the anime?
They released it as 3 episodes to cover those 4 chapters. I have no idea how this is going to go going forward. I think there's more. I'm pretty sure the series will just continue. But you probably want to go read that special chapter because that introduces all the characters, which is kind of crazy that we just don't have
that's
that.
from like a couple of years ago, right?
I think it was just last year. It might have been 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was thinking about that one shot they did. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, the one shot is the one I'm talking about, where that had all the character introductions. But yeah, it's really well animated. Definitely just checking it out. Even if you don't read the manga, it's still, this is a fun little thing. I don't know how this is going to go going forward. Hopefully it can keep going and have this animation quality, because it looks real nice. And that's all I got.
Hey, KZ, what you been playing?
A few months ago, I finished a fantastic video game called Nioh 2. And now that we are on Big Think Dimension number 90,
Yes.
and Phil has unfortunately realized he only played half of Nioh 2 because brain spiders.
Because brain spiders, and then I was like, well, surely I must be farther. I played it like 40 hours. No, you did every Twilight mission. And I'm like, oh.
Why would you do that?
Why would
Because I have
you are
a
brain dead.
brain disease.
It's a bad brain disease.
Yes, it is. Because it goes, if you don't do all the content, why'd you even buy it?
The Twilight missions are the worst content in that game.
It's really bad content, only now it's red.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, it's really Astral Chain-like. But me and Bob finished it. So we thought we'd talk a little bit about it. Bob, what were they thinking?
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
What were they thinking where you like, the whole game ramps up, where it's like, what is it? Hideyoshi? Is that him? Who's like your...
Yeah, he's your buddy.
Yeah, he's your guy where you're like, you both share the same title and you work together, but he gets like really possessive of the magic rocks, and then becomes corrupt, and then becomes the big bad guy, and then you defeat him and the evil sorcerer.
Yeah, he before the evil sorcerer even like charges him up, like he becomes like way more like capable than anything in the story would have told you. Like, he's just on your level.
He's like a comedy guy. He's like your comedy sidekick guy, and suddenly they gas him up.
Yeah, it's like you're the muscle of the operation. He's the one planning it, and all of a sudden he's now super strong too, in a way that feels completely unearned. So you beat him.
And it's a cool level too, where it's like the whole area becomes elevated, like raising up high into the sky and stuff, and you beat him, and then the sorcerer shows up and becomes a really bad 2-form boss fight.
Yeah, he ends up being the boss from Tenchu for some reason.
You beat it, and then it's like, okay, you're gonna sleep for a while. Time skip. What's the next mission? Fight Nioh one-man William.
And every time they do a time skip, the other lady that's with you throughout the journey does not age, even though everyone else does.
Even though it's been several years, I lost it when I'm like, they fucking time skip, so it actually makes sense. It's actually past Nioh 1 now.
Yeah, there's time skip
like times that would have to be like a 40-year time skip.
Yes, it would, wouldn't it?
Uh-huh.
Now, you would think, okay, what else are they gonna do? Like, it's done, right? But it's like, I'm struggling to try and cope with the final situation of them, like, they're trying to release the sorcerer again, so you have to go fucking stop it, and it's 2 more levels, and they're both reused areas.
Yeah, no, that game gets turbo cheap at the end.
The final stage in the game is like a level from like 2/3 into the game. Only this time it's a slightly different color.
Yeah, they didn't even add anything to it. And then there's like one new area that you play after playing through the whole old level.
It was really crazy, just from the fact that it's just like, this feels like it has no stakes. Because you already felt like you went through the climax, but it wasn't the climax. But the final boss was cool.
I guess the final boss was okay, yeah.
Yeah, they make you fight a dude who's like one fight, and he goes through like all the different like spirit transformations. So it kind of feels like a rival fight-esque thing. Also, Hideyoshi's like a ghost helping you through it, and he's being supportive to you now.
Oh yeah, we left out the part where Hideyoshi marries a house.
Excuse me, what?
He marries the house and comes back to life after being murdered.
What is that shit?
Yeah, he's like, let me introduce you to my wife, and then it's this gigantic castle that's attacking you.
Oh yeah, you go on top of a castle, and the castle gets like eyes, and it's the giant boss fight, but it's unlike the other giant boss fight in the game that is absolutely terrible.
Yeah, this giant boss fight is absolutely terrible. It's so much worse than the giant boss fights from the first game.
Yeah, there's like 2 giant ones. There's the one where it's like, I can't see anything in the camera. This one where it's a house and you have to like hit the weak points. I'm like, I can understand this almost. That other one's like, you've been one shot. You should just summon people for this fight. So I did.
Yeah, I feel like that other one, at least the hitboxes are zany and it's not good, but this one was just insane because it's like, it's just a time sink. Like everything in it's just like, okay, hit these before he can do any damage. So you're running around in a circle.
I used a lot of projectiles because I had the ninja build and the hand cannon and the gun. So there's a lot of zoning involved.
Yeah, it was just like, Jesus. Because I died the first time I got there. I got all the way to the end of the fight. Died with her like maybe 3 hits from death. But that took like 15 minutes. So I had to do all that again. And I was like, this is really, really frustrating.
This game got really weird.
Yeah. Oh, God. Now I'm remembering. Because there's like 3 giant boss fights. Because I was thinking of the other one that was okay. There's a third one, which is really bad.
Okay. I was talking about the one where it's like, you have to hit it on the left and the right side.
Yes, that one is really bad.
That's the one I'm talking about. That's the unplayable. This is terrible. Like I felt like you were tweeting about that one at one point. I was like, this is the worst the game ever gets.
Yeah, that one felt like a bad PS2 boss fight. Like it was crazy. It was like, why is this here?
It genuinely might be the worst piece of content I played the entire year.
It was really rough. I couldn't believe they even put it in the game. There's so many things in this game near the end. It's just like, why did this happen? Why did
they wanted a cool moment where you get to have a fight against William and that he's like hanging out. They just had to ruin the entire story to get there.
Right? Like, okay, you beat the big bad. Now take a big old nap because the big bad haunted you.
Yeah, the big bad haunted you and corrupted you, so you have to sleep, but you're woken up and they're trying to awaken the bad guy, and he is now awoken. Fight him again, but he's a video game super boss now. You beat him. Okay, everyone can leave now. Now here's the DLC that is even weird, also weird.
Yeah, where you time travel because we really don't know what else to do.
You could. That's why I was like, well, fucking, of course they don't know what the fuck to do anymore.
It was also
they had a fucking Mario 64 level. You're going into paintings to fight old bosses.
It was super frustrating that most of the end of that game is building up to building your sword, like your crazy demon sword thing, and then you don't get to use it at all.
Yeah, it's only used for cutscene stuff. You like assemble like the yellow sword that like can stop the yokai, but it's mainly just used so that you, from a story standpoint, that you can win.
That's so exhausting. It's like fucking Metal Gear Solid 5. With the fucking I forget what it's called, but the Metal Gear you get to build. God.
Oh yeah, you do build a Metal Gear. I just forgot because it didn't mean anything.
Yeah, you don't get to see it. I think you get to see a graphic of it if you build it because you can send it on missions. Or maybe you can't even send it on missions. I genuinely don't remember.
Yeah, I thought that they would have like a new animation for when you do your yokai kit, like heavy hits, you know, when you get them all staggered and then you can shove your knife in them. I figured they'd just have a cool animation for using the big sword. But no, nothing.
Yeah, really weird. Yeah, game's story is insane and incredibly unhinged and crackheaded. Great game. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I don't know why I had to do that, but good job.
At no point did it feel like cool, like Nioh 1's ending. It just felt like completely...
Yeah, Nioh 1's thing where it's just, here's a story, you start in the fucking Dark Soulsman place. And fucking there's a crazy hooded guy you gotta go chase across Japan now. And then you beat the main story and it's like, there's one more level. You go back to the first level and fight a Bloodborne boss.
Yeah, you go back and fight John D, who's now a tentacle monster. It's really good.
Yeah, and they're like, it's 100 eyes. And it's like, this is dope. I thought we were done. Here, they're like, I thought we were done. This is really stupid.
Yes. Ugh.
Which I guess it's okay because the narrative last boss in this, that sorcerer guy that's two forms, is really bad, and I really hated that fight. So I guess it's okay that it didn't end there. Because I'm just like, he just clones himself 18 times. And you fight him twice in a row, and I'm like, this sucks. I don't like him.
I mean, because one piece of content is bad doesn't mean you may just staple on more bad content.
Yeah, well, that's always the answer.
Final boss, so it's good content.
Okay, that's enough Nioh 2. Jesus.
Great.
Yeah, okay. I just thought thought we'd finally bring it up. The only game of relevance that I played was Star Wars Squadrons, which came out this past week. So this is more of a budget title. It's like $40 instead of the usual thing. Kind of shocking from like EA. There's not even any like microtransactions in this either. So it's like super out of the ordinary for them. It's a starfighter flight game. You can only play this through the cockpit, which is interesting. I wasn't necessarily on board, but having played it, I actually can see how it's actually a good idea. It's a good bit immersive and stuff. I haven't played a lot of the multiplayer part of it at all. I've mainly stuck with the single player story, which There's apparently 16 missions in it, or 16 or 14-ish. I'm like on 10, so I'm almost done with it. The story's all right. Basic premise you get from the very short prologue is just someone in the Empire saw what happened in episode 4 when they blew up Alderaan and went, maybe that was a bit excessive. I think I'll just defect. And your tutorial mission is dealing with the fact that they do that. And then he leads up a rebel group that's one squadron. And then you have the Empire group that's the other one. And it jumps between them throughout the main story after they do a time skip to post episode 6. And it's mainly them just trying to outdo each other. The Empire's still like super strong. Because despite the fact that the Emperor is dead, they're like, we're still working on stuff. Not everything is completely fallen apart yet.
We got Dark Troopers.
Yeah. The Empire is the most based of them because they got a dude in there named Shen, who is a guy who's like, the helmet always stays on. And it's like a melted helmet. He's like, my neck's been broken like 7 or 8 times. Cybernetics keep me going. I can't take this off. And he's just the super raw looking guy of the group. There's some okay character stuff in the game. For the most part, a lot of your interactions are in between missions where you are in a first person perspective, can't move, and you kind of like move like it's point and click. So you like move your cursor over to a character and then they talk at you a little bit. This is where the game's money shows, I guess, a little bit. So maybe this looks a bit more stimulating in VR because this game's can be played entirely in that.
Yeah, those sort of scenes I could definitely see VR enhancing.
Yeah, because they'll walk around you a little bit and look direct and make direct eye contact and just talk about whatever's going on with them. You got some interesting characters on both sides. Like you got one rebel alien dude who's just like, I like this better when we lie, cheat, and steal our way to beating up the Empire. We're becoming a little bit too corporate. Mission structure is pretty okay. You have control over like most of the time 3 different modes where you can like hit on the D-pad left, up, and right to change between focusing on engines, focusing on blasters, or shields. So you'll be able to like pop those on and it shows you like pressing those buttons on the dash, and they're like vertical sets of multiple lights, so you'll be able to tell what's being powered, and then you can like reset them to default, so you'll end up doing adjusting through that. You'll make it so that shields are mostly on the front of your ship or being focused on the back, different stuff like that. You also have like a system where you can have the AI targets and focus on specific things like bigger ships, the objective, your friends, different stuff to like what they need to focus or work on. And it's just first person, I guess, Rogue Squadron-esque mission stuff, which for the most part is like blow up enemy ships a lot. Usually giving you some additional optional objectives to do as well, where one mission involves like there's 5 transport ships that show up and you blow up 2 of them, and at that point you can either move on or take out the other 3, but it'll end up being hard because then you'll have a lot of ships bearing down on you. You can also like you'll have like torpedoes and missiles and stuff, so you'll like gain a lock on the enemy, and you slowly have to keep them in your sights for maybe about 5 seconds, and then it establishes the lock, and then it'll just seek in and hit them. It takes a little bit getting used to the general like first person cockpit view, because I'm much more used to something like the Battlefront games or Rogue Squadron, where you actually have a third person, you see your whole ship, you're able to at least a bit more accurately like position yourself. It's a little bit harder, but I think it does get a little bit more fun in the fact that you can just move the sticks and completely rotate your ship any which way. Like there's a bombing run mission where you use Y-wings, where you have to specifically bomb the sides of a ship, so you have to spin around to make sure that your ass is basically on the left side. So that you can properly bomb things. So it actually does They put a lot of work into like changing how you're like messing with stuff. Some ships can have like ion blasters, so you don't actually blow up ships. You disable them, and your AI partners just pick them off because the ships can't do anything. They're just stuck. Or you can like shoot out support shields to specific ships for buffs, which I think matters a lot in multiplayer because you have that with some of the ship types in here. Missions are mostly like simple. It's nothing too insane. They're all about 15 minutes. You have medals that you can get for doing special objectives, which are pretty uniform, where 2 or 3 of them are you did the optional objective we asked for, like take out all of these missiles that are going toward a certain ship, or kill this optional enemy. And the other ones are just like, you didn't die at all on this mission. You did it within this time limit. But overall, it feels polished enough. I guess I wish there were a couple of more ships, but the ones they've shown, the ones they have like 4 or 5 per faction, and they all feel pretty fresh. The fact that they have their own like separate looking dashboard and visuals to them, and you can customize their loadouts. And once you're a few missions in, they're like, pick whichever one you want. One of the things I liked the most in the recent mission I did with the Empire is toward the end, they're like, feel free to station back at the Overseer if you want. And that's just a Star Destroyer. And I flew into it, and they're like, do you want to just change ships now? And they just let you, which I thought that was pretty neat. Overall, it feels like it's a lot more mechanically deep than I thought it was going to be, and pretty neat. The multiplayer seems okay. There's not much to say. It just feels like the core gameplay, except there's actual people playing it. Definitely better than the Battlefront stuff they did with Starfighters, where it was like 40 people playing, but 30 of them were bots. And it's just you're killing bots, and then the ones that are clearly actually hard are people.
I hear you can drift in space in this. Is that true?
Yes, there was a tutorial that they made me do where you get the A-Wing, and it's like you go at Mach speed, and then you quickly like let go of the boost and quickly hit turn, and you can do like a big drift. And there's like actually some exhilarating stuff in this that I'm like, yeah, this is the kind of game I was like really looking for them to actually do. And it's good that they're making solid Star Wars games again instead of canceling ideas of Star Wars games. Because, oh boy.
Yeah, the 2 big things you want for Star Wars are Jedi game and game where you fly planes.
Yes,
so, you know,
and they have actually they've delivered on both of those, and it feels good that Motive got to develop a Star Wars story that did not feel like a cynical, we made this story to give you demos for things to buy in Battlefront.
It also helps that maybe we didn't have an E3 conference where someone comes out and smugly goes, I'm the main character. And we just stare at them and go on.
I'm the main character. I heard you guys care about story modes. And I'm like, yeah, why didn't you give us one with Battlefront 2? You just gave me this thing where it's like, you meet Luke Skywalker, and play as him, fight bugs. It's bad.
Meanwhile,
Han Solo's here.
Meanwhile, as a Battlefield fan, you know, back when there was something to be a fan of there, watching that part of the conference, I was just like, I'm imagining someone doing this for Need for Speed in a second. I play the main character of Need for Speed, waits for applause, and everyone's like, go on.
Yeah, it's rough. It's real rough. Oh, I almost had a stroke on my stream playing this.
Yeah,
because the main rebel dude who's your leader in it is a defector. He has a relationship with the main leader that gets promoted for the Empire Squadron.
Okay.
And he's talking about some stuff and straight up says, like, I have some secrets. And I can't tell you about certain stuff, but he tries to keep you in the know, and like is like, I'm working to get us to go through this. I just can't tell you about this thing yet. You're gonna have to trust me. And someone in chat said, it's cool how a superior officer in a piece of Star Wars media would would tell you that they can't tell you about the thing, and it felt understandable and well written, and I started stroking out about The Last Jedi.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Where I was like, yeah, this is completely understandable, and I've seen his actions in the game so far, and it seemed like solid. But yeah, so far it seems good. Multiplayer, like the jury's out on that, but whatever. It's not loaded with microtransactions. It's got like some customizable stuff, like you make the ships have like different color palettes. You can put like little bobbleheads on your dashboard, stuff like that.
Get your pop figures.
Yeah, you get like Darth Vader pop figure or something. It looks like there's something like that. Your main character on the Rebel and Empire side are creative characters. They say like pick the voice, and I'm like, oh man, they made a bunch of people voice act a bunch of lines, right? No. They say like one line when you're in a mission of some sort. I was a bit disappointed there that they're not like actual characters or anything like that. Well, yeah, you can't win them all, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is solid. I'm glad that they're actually delivering some decent Star Wars games now.
Cool.
I'm so afraid of the next bad one. That's it for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of reason to be afraid for the next bad one. I realized there was something I needed to talk about this week on Big Thing to Mention. That should have been in the
I was also wondering.
Oh, I don't know if you're thinking about what I'm thinking about. Following up on last week.
Uh-oh.
Bob and I watched the Case Closed movie special episode 1.
God damn it, why are you wasting this podcast?
I will put you in the ground. Now then.
You fucking find out I cut this part of the podcast out.
Sorry guys, Casey won't be joining us on Big Think in the future. He cut a segment about my favorite anime. Anyways, Bob,
what's up?
You would agree with my assessment of overall that movie is a great way to get introduced to Case Closed, except for the last 10 minutes, which are a fever dream.
Yeah, that last 10 minutes shouldn't be in there. It's kind of like Nioh 2.
So let me summarize. No,
Nioh 2 thing's like 4 or 5 hours long.
Yeah.
So now Campbell's condensed cream of mushroom that shit into 10 minutes.
Oh,
Tasty.
God. That sounds awful.
It's full of so many nutrients.
Let me drink my William.
So basically, this is just, you know, a nice high budget, high quality Case Closed movie to introduce people by retelling the first episode. For those who don't know, the first episode's actually technically a 2-parter, but they just cut the second part of the 2-parter.
Well, it's more like a 1.5-parter.
No, it cuts off evenly. It cuts off evenly. The episode 2 is the part they cut off, like cleanly. And then they just wrote a bunch of stuff to go into episode 1 for this movie. Really good introduction to the series. If you've never seen Case Closed, I would recommend it. It's not, however, a normal, like they have a case in it, but it's not what you would normally come to the series for. It's a really minor thing, but it does introduce a lot of characters and it does things really well up until the last 8 to 10 minutes, in which case you'll think the drugs started to kick in that you took several hours ago as you're introduced to, without any context or any meaning. You're shown scenes bereft of sense. You're just shown scenes across the entire hundreds of episodes run of Case Closed. Just no context whatsoever. It's funny because at first they stick with season 1, season 2, maybe season 3, and then they jump several hundred episodes. And it's just like, man, this is, no one could ever. One of the weirdest things they did, people who watch Case Closed on Adult Swim back in the day will probably know the episode I'm talking about. There's an episode with a very iconic scene where a person who committed a crime plays Moonlight Sonata on a piano as the house burns down with them inside. It's an important, iconic scene for both the anime and Conan. They changed the song. I don't know why they couldn't afford Moonlight Sonata.
Yeah, I feel like that should be public
what they
domain or
switch
something.
it to? Like fucking Smash Mouth?
So here's the thing, right? They changed it to random piano sounds, and then Ron goes, which is Rachel in the States, he's playing a code on the piano.
Oh, that's fucking
not-
that's insufferable.
Oh, that's kind of Kino, to be honest.
They do that at one point in that episode. There is sheet music that does have a code, I believe. But at that moment in the story, at that iconic moment, that wasn't... Like, they cut out Moonlight Sonata entirely. It was just like, why did you even show this?
Hold on that for longer than most of these random shots, just so it can be wrong.
It was... Yeah.
Just so to be wrong.
So not only is there that, they show an immediate scene from later that season in the anime. I'm pretty sure it's later the same season. It might have been the next one. That ties into that moment. It is just like, stop. But anyway,
Why are you doing this?
aside from that, I actually highly recommend that. If you're going to watch a Case Closed movie, watch that one. Because currently there are only 3 available for sale, and the third one isn't going to be... It's a pre-order. It's not coming out until supposedly December 29th, along with dozens of other animes, but I feel like Right Stuff may be lying to me on that one.
I don't know. I think that's a Tuesday. I think that they're just insane, and like Discotech decided they should release every show on the 29th of December.
They're like, we did it.
I heard they're
We
trying to take over the world.
They're like, we did it. We just barely missed Christmas.
Good job.
Fuck yeah. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say about Case Closed. Mr. Field, what you been playing?
I finished 999. The first game in the Zero Escape series, written by I know his last name, but what's his first name? Written by Kotaro Uchikoshi, known hack.
Yes, he is. He is. I want to know if you believe in that.
I was not prepared for the okay. The ending is really hacky, but it's also really funny and kind of cool, so I'm okay with it. But yeah, he is a hack. Oh man, Dan, I'm not going to spoil anything, but here's the analogy I'm going to use.
Okay.
Imagine if Sliders was just as stupid but actually really good.
Yes, that absolutely is what a Zero Escape game. Where like you experience it the whole time, you're like, this fucking sucks, but it's also all right.
I'm gonna need Bob to read this completely out of context line of prose that I screen capped because it gave me a stroke. Keep in mind that there is no dimension where this will ever make sense without playing, and then when you do play it, it'll make sense, and you'll say "fuck you."
She recreated the history of the future that she had a glimpse of 9 years ago.
This game's so bad.
I feel like they could probably fit that in 13 Sentinels somewhere.
Yeah, probably.
I had fun with it. I really wasn't prepared for it to go from codec conversations and, fairly grounded to that.
I started chipping away the stuff you did on there. How the fuck did you manage the route you did?
I don't know.
You somehow got to some of the best stuff first by accident.
Yeah, apparently I got the 2 most important endings that you have to get before the true one by accident.
You basically got to that true route like immediately, and I'm like, I don't know how he manages this. I don't know how you do that. Like, I thought I did pretty all right. This is impressive.
I'm frankly scared of the next 2 games because people say it's much more like that ending. So I'm a little
that last 90 minutes. Imagine that's like a whole game. Yeah, I know. It's like in Dragon Ball, where think of the end parts of 999 as a power level. Now think of it like Dragon Ball Super.
Ugh.
and yeah, it's gonna be really funny. Yeah, the end of 999 is real stupid. That last shot in the game is incredibly stupid.
Yeah, it made me a little bit mad.
Oh yeah, it also made me mad. I read that like 999 interview they have on the DS Games website, where like half of his answers are, "Buy my sequel. I think we'll make if it makes enough money."
That's funny. I respect that.
And having played it, I think he's even more of a hack. I feel like you may agree.
A little. You're starting to get me excited.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it a lot. I really liked the puzzle rooms. As insane as the conversations were, I did appreciate how they would break up the puzzle rooms with, here's a codec call about the Gansfeld experiment.
Did you get that one? I don't know if it's an optional scene or not. Did you get the one where they think they're talking about semen?
Do you mean the elevator one where he thinks that the girl not wanting to go into an elevator that she thinks might go underwater is her being afraid of fucking him? And that
yes.
But she still wants to? Yes, I got that. It was like being stabbed repeatedly for 15 minutes.
Yeah, because it's like 8 minutes long. She's like, you'll eventually have to swallow some of it. And he's like, whoa. Oh.
Yeah, and people have told me, oh yeah, that's the best sex humor that this guy ever wrote. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die.
Oh yeah, you're gonna die.
I did not expect that shit post that always goes around where it's like all the dialogue in every Zero Escape game. And it's just like an enormous block of pseudoscience. The protagonist says an innuendo. Enormous block of pseudoscience. And then the villain going, "You have 2 hours to solve my ass slap puzzle."
I feel like that matches up a bit more in the next game.
that is almost exactly what this series is. I have never seen anything represented so concisely before. It was like
shocking.
But I don't have a whole lot else to say about that. It's pretty kino. I understand why people say play the DS version, but I don't actually think that the thing that it does with the two screens is particularly impressive enough to warrant going back to a platform from 8 years ago and finding a physical copy of this 8-year-old game, or older than 8 years ago. But
also the quality of life things that exist in this port make me go, I would not have liked this game.
Also, it has voice acting, which elevates it a lot. You have Richard Epcar being great.
Your main character, Junpei's voice actor, does a fantastic job on a few scenes where I'm like, this is especially like a step up. But also this game has like because you have repeated content through that flow chart.
Yeah.
And in the DS one,
there's no flow chart.
You play the game from the beginning all over again every time.
And there's not even a skip. There's not even a skip, like a skip dialogue.
And I'm like, oh, it's a bad game then.
Yeah, it does not seem great.
Yeah.
Other than that, I played a bunch more Genshin Impact. I finally got up to adventure level 25, which means that I can now ascend characters to the second ascension, which means that they can get up to level 50, assuming I have all the materials and everything. I have every single fast travel point unlocked. So I was like, I'll just go around and get every single one of those.
Did you hook up the Breath of the Wild-esque interactive map people got?
No, I didn't do that.
Where people just straight up have every one of those like cracked down orbs just on a map.
Yeah,
you just look at them.
I'm hoping that at some point they patch that to actually be part of the game, because you will never you will get to the point where you have like 10 left and be like, oh, it's over. It's over.
Because they only appear on the mini map when you're close to them.
Yeah.
One thing with the map in that game really, it feels so weak after the Breath of the Wild map, where I can click on any place and it'll set a giant pillar to tell me where to go. And this one, it's like, okay, you look at the map.
You can't set waypoints. That part sucks. I fought every single available world boss, which are bosses that are on the main world. I also fought the first story boss, which was whatever. It was okay. Wasn't too bad. is kind of like one of the, if you played Breath of the Wild, I feel like the story bosses are probably going to be something more akin to how you get onto the beasts in Breath of the Wild, where you have like a flying section or a surfing section or something. But the world bosses are all really neat. Like one is like there's 3 different varieties so far. I presumably they will add more in future updates. Like there's only 2 out of 5. There's only 2 out of 7 regions in the game right now. But there's cubes, which is there's an earth cube, an electric cube, and a wind cube. Then there's flowers, and there's an ice and fire flower, and then there's a water ghost. All of them have really unique and interesting mechanics. Like the earth cube will summon these pillars that it will sit on top of, and you can't get to him. So you have to break the pillars, as the pillars also enhance its attacks. And then it'll have different moves and become more vulnerable once you destroy the pillars. The electric cube will just like, oh, I'm going to turn into a big fist and swing at you, and it looks really impressive animating. Or I'm going to turn into a giant pair of scissors and try to cut you. It's almost like the data cubes in Kingdom Hearts. In that fight in Kingdom Hearts 3, it's like that level.
Oh, yeah, with the dark cubes.
But all these bosses have and whenever you get one of them real low, they go into like a recovery phase where you have to do a cool thing, or else they'll recover some health. And luckily, even that isn't that annoying, because like the Earth guy will be like, I summon these 3 pillars, break them, or I regain some health. And if you only manage to break 2, he'll regain a little bit of health, and the next time he does it, it'll only be 1 pillar. So even if you don't do it perfectly, you don't lose progress, which I think is a big risk whenever a boss has like recovering attacks. It never feels like you're treading water. But yeah, that second area is a lot better than the first. Has all kinds of cool buildings and geometry, and I found a secret quest where you make statues point at a really tall mountain, and it takes you to a palace in the sky that's full of treasure chests.
So how do you get the second area? Is that just once you hit a certain adventure rank, or
you can just go?
Huh. Because there are lots of points in the map where it's like, oh, we can't go this way, and you'll turn around automatically.
There's one, maybe that, because does it turn red? Because whenever you try to go like off the map entirely, it like turns red around the screen to warn you.
There's some of those, but then there's other points where it, like you can see stuff past it.
Yeah, you might just have to be at a certain rank or have completed the story level to a certain point. But I know it isn't that far, because I know people who went there before the story tells you to go there. But yeah, it's pretty neat.
Have you found a good way to level up your rank? Because it seems like, I feel like it takes forever.
Just do, first of all, quests level them up a lot. So if you have any like side quests, you get like 300 experience a time for those. Other than that, just you gotta get all those waypoints and get all those chests. I got to a high enough level to get the battle pass, which adds a new level system and new meters that make my brain feel good. That come with daily quests and weekly quests, and then like 2-month quests. Oh, and I did some calculations, since it's actually impossible to max out the because you can only get 10,000 experience for the battle pass a week. But that doesn't matter, because you can't actually get 10,000 experience for the battle pass in a week. If you do literally every single thing it allows you to do, you still will not have 10,000 experience. I figured out how the food system works. I figured out how you can't just chug food if you're in a tough fight, because characters have a fullness meter.
Oh.
And if it maxes out, they'll go no, I can't eat anymore. Too full. I learned that you have to have a great sword character if you want to mine things.
Yeah.
Because there's a point where things just stop breaking when any other character that isn't using a great sword hits it. But yeah, I've mined it for most of its content.
And so you're clean now, right?
No, there's still more content to mine, but I see the light now at the end of the tunnel. But also I have to get as much currency as possible so I don't have to wail, because I do want to try and get the current 5-star character before that banner ends. So which means I have to be able to do 9 full rolls, and I think right now I have enough for 6. Because it's the start of the game, so it's just dumping things on you.
So Bob,
What's up?
sounds to me like feel is definitely the opposite of clean now.
Yes.
Oh no, I'm not clean.
Not
I
at
may
all.
never be clean. Because
He's a dirty boy.
I will definitely come back every time they add new areas, because this game is cool and has cool mechanics and things in it. Especially on PS5, when bosses won't be like, here's my move where the frame rate gets bad. The frame
Where he goes, you climbed me, it's time to go to 15.
The game, like the town is that. I was like, oh man, this is where the frame rate gets bad.
Yeah, the game has way too big a draw distance for its visual fidelity. Objects, I can see objects from the top of the mountain like half an area away. I can see.
They want you to have those cool screenshotable moments.
Well, that, and they want you to be able to see the stuff that you're supposed to be going after from anywhere. I also played some of Crash 4. Boy, does that game feel better than the re-release trilogy, because it doesn't have bad, fucked up hitboxes.
Not only that, it also runs better even on an original PS4, so it even feels more responsive. It's
remember when they put up trailers of the Insane trilogy being at 60 and then made it 30?
Yes. This game does just have better design in level design and art design than any of the new stuff for the Insane trilogy did.
I might, if it keeps the level of quality it has had so far, and I'm like halfway through the New Orleans world, this will be the best Crash game.
It is really excellent. I'm literally just waiting to play it on PS5 because I would like a locked 60, please.
Like it has really funny. It has pretty funny jokes. It has really cool level designs and concepts. It isn't hideously cruel with unlocking skins, because it seems cruel at the start, but then you beat the second real boss, and it's like, you need 6 gems to unlock this, but now that you've beaten this boss, you can play the level mirrored with fucked up colors, and you can get another 6 gems in that. So you actually only need to get half of the gems to get the skin. And every fucking level gives you a skin. Every single one.
Yeah, it's really great. More games need this many skins. It's so good.
I saw one where it's like just Crash in a chicken costume.
Yeah.
But like a bad one.
I've got some good. Yeah, I've gotten a couple of good ones so far, like him all neoned out. It's like, oh, I want that one. I definitely got to play this stage over and over until I get it, because I didn't know that it was going to show mercy at a later point.
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
The only weird thing is, like, I'm not sure, like, Tanya is strange.
Tana,
not Tanya. I'm sorry, Tana. Because a lot of her levels are like, she actually made a thing happen in a Crash level. Now you replay that segment from the Crash level, but slightly different.
Yes. Yeah, that part's pretty strange.
Yeah, so she has like half of a new level and then a chunk of an old level. It's very odd.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like the thing where they showed in like previews, like Cortex fucks a thing up and then that's Crash's level? Where it's like something explodes because he did shit and then Crash experiences shit blowing up.
Maybe there are not any Cortex levels in like the first 4 worlds of the game.
Okay, because I saw that they seemed to try to mess with stuff of stories being told via different characters.
I'm assuming that sounds likely. I'm only past the first Dingo Dial level, but I'm assuming even that will do that. So maybe that all these secondary characters are just like barely real and only get half of a level each time outside their introductory level. But yeah, it's really excellent. like it's stellar.
Based on things you and others said, I couldn't help but cackle when I realized Tana can't crouch. Every other character bends over when you hit the crouch button in that game, except for Tana, as far as I know.
I don't think Dingo Dial does either. I think he just does his attack.
Oh, that's fucked up. I want him to do it.
The fuck's wrong with you?
He upset. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Dingo Dial. He like.
I have no idea who Dingo Dial is. I don't play Crash.
When neither do I. He's just a big dingo crocodile thing. But when his first
I like Vector
line,
the Crocodile. Is he like that?
no, when his first line is about eating shit, literal shit.
Okay, I
Uh-oh.
keep seeing a
That's dire.
cutscene of some like pterodactyl thing going, "Oh my cloaca," and then shitting his pants.
Yeah, that's the big-headed assistant. He turned himself into a pterodactyl and then lays an egg.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
I didn't get that
This
far.
game, I never expected any video game to just go, "Oh my cloaca."
And yet, you didn't buy it. That's weird.
I guess I have to buy it.
I really like the power-ups because the first power-up you get, the Invader Zim gives you is because the mask has the same voice as Invader.
Yep.
But really, it's closer to him doing the Billy voice from Billy and Mandy. But
Yes, it's spot on that, and it's
It's-
hilarious.
It's crazy. It's just that. I kept being surprised.
but his power is like he lets you phase between two realities, and some things are only in one reality, and some things are only in another reality. And that's kind of basic because I've kind of played a lot of platformers in the past few years that have used that as a mechanic. But then you unlock the dark matter mask. And KZ, you know what power he gives you? Speed.
Yeah.
God.
You get to spin, and you won't stop until you hit the button again. You will continue to spin. And you move really fast, and you destroy everything in your path except TNT, which now kills you instantly if you touch it. And also, you can jump incredibly far when you're spinning. It's a
very
really good
Crash.
power-up.
It's a very Crash core power up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really good.
I also think it's funny that they just removed being able to spin fruits. Like, fucking nobody likes that. Take that out.
Oh, yeah. I saw...
Or you like shoot him off.
Yeah.
They just took that out.
Someone in my chat's like, what? What the fuck? Why'd they take that out? And I'm like, probably because it was weird that they did it in the first place.
And it was bad.
It was always just annoying.
Especially now when the fruits impact how many jewels you get.
True. Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I have to say about Crash. I know Dan and Bob played it. I don't know
Yeah.
if they have any more to say about it.
Not really. Not yet. Gonna play through more when the PS5 comes out.
Add it to the list.
Did you play anything else, Phil?
Let me think. No.
Okay. Let's talk about the Podlords.
The Pod Lord!
Podlords?
Oh, fun. There's a Podlord.
Sounds dangerous.
That's right, Bob. The Podlords. Podlords such as Danny Richardson, Ely Broyle, Dis-Steved. Productivity is up.
Ooh. One of these days,
Describe
Danny
crime.
Richardson's going to make some elaborate picture, and we won't see it coming. We'll just be there.
Oh, God, no, please. Red Blaze 27.
He is my constant.
Plain old Jucifer. Suzushiro. Emperor Zero. Despite Fio's claims, I was valid for liking Santa the whole time. Hashtag morphogenetic Kino.
No.
Justification is killing me, but killing isn't justified. What happened to my son? I'm terrified.
Why is KZ there?
Yeah, why am I there?
Don't ask me. Shouldn't we be asking you, Casey?
Am I a cop? Is that a
Wait,
badge?
why does he have a skate shirt?
Unless Skate 4.
Did you know that even with seatbelts, people die all the time in car crashes? I just thought that was interesting. I just thought it was interesting. This Podlord is reaching. Manifesting that Trump by the time this is uploaded.
I don't think you're able to. Can we say that?
No, just bleep the word and then bleep the word on that image.
Bleep an image?
Yes.
I don't like Casey's insert coin sound. Actually, ugh.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's one of his weaker sounds.
Actually, it's insert coin noise, but same thing.
Yeah, I did it once, and I was too nervous every other time, so I've just done the exact same noise.
No Busey this week. Play Divinity: Original Sin 2. It's a good game. That's the bit.
There is Busey.
Oh,
He's right there threatening me.
You're right.
Also, I did play it.
What will the 101st Xbox console release this gen be called? Is that still this gen?
I mean, who knows? It'll be 2000.
Oh, no.
I think they want us to come up with something right now.
We gotta get through this first.
Madden.
WTF, Spider-Man?
How could you?
Doc Ock when Peter knocks over his podcasting equipment.
Peter, why?
You look so much younger.
I got a shout out from J. Jonah Jameson, Peter. Gonna put the podcast on the map.
Dan and Bob have infected me with the death cult disease.
Oh no, that's not good.
Bad.
I'd have so much more free time if I played the next 4 games in one sitting.
Correct. Sheriff Pecan. Me, tapping into the morphogenetic field in order to send Phil information about Zero Escape he doesn't know to severely harm him.
I like how the fucking crackpot ass morphogenetic field theory isn't even the primary usage of that term. So people are Googling it and not getting what we're talking about.
Good.
Oh, this shit's all bad. You can tell that this is a brain spider game because the 2 times I checked your chat, they were in emote only mode.
That's because I was in endings and I didn't want people to spoil anything.
Oh no, I know that causes the brain damage for chat where they're like, I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna say it!
I don't know about that, Casey. I couldn't play Resident Evil 1 without someone going, use the rocket launcher. I'm like, guys, I don't have a rocket launcher. And then it drops from the sky 1 minute later.
That happened a bunch in Ratchet too.
But you're playing a super story-focused game with a bunch of twists.
Mister, I like to dip my fries in barbecue sauce.
Oh
No!
yeah.
This is bullshit. We're sending fucking McDonald's a bill. We need to get some money, or at least coupons for free Travis Scott meals.
Isn't that shit like the McRib? Isn't it already like gone?
They fucking
so.
put a different guy's name on a menu item already, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, they already have like a different art. They're trying to do it with like a bunch of people. Where's my fucking Charles Barkley meal?
Oh no, now there's the J Balvin meal? Who is J Balvin?
J Balvin.
I have no idea.
These are my fries. I eat them.
That's not too exciting.
I'm like, man, this shit fell away quick.
Dan, the next time someone asks, when's Deadlocked?
I don't know what. There's just a lot of layers there. You really
Dan
should have just wrote KZ over you.
This Photoshop Dan has a very like an internet sketch comedy energy, like where he isn't well groomed and is just in a cheap apartment.
Your head's a lot wider than usual for some reason. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure Dan's head does not look that orb.
Oh, and they edited a gun into your pointing hand. That's just very badly. What is
It's fantastic is what's happened.
The worse the Photoshop is, the higher quality it is for this show.
Except for
It's about the
Busey.
spirit.
Busey is always 10 out of 10.
Busey's the gold standard. I went back to I looked at our old Discord logs, and there used to be a time where he was the only one.
If I was Xbox, I would simply stop lying about what my box does, rip to Microsoft, but I'm different. fuck?
If I was the Series X, it would have games. I'm built different.
That's basically what they wrote. Santi-kunai couldn't think up a bit this week, so have a Kyrie. That's a lot more than one.
Thank you, Stickman Sham, who made that image for me. He's like, I knew you'd appreciate it. I'm like, thank you. This is wonderful.
I can't stand having to see that Kyrie face everywhere.
Well, by the way, you can see her face in the chair is also edited to be the fucking face.
Oh, god damn it.
Not even the art either. Very good.
KC.
Part of soundtrack.
Son of Gigas, please accept this boon from the god of knives, Tonberculosis.
Tonberculosis.
I'm just imagining you hit that in Hades and you just get an empty dialogue, like 3 empty dialogue boxes before you get the boon. Like back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be so great. Because then you get the thing where it's like you choose between 2 different ones, and if you pick one over the other, that other one helps the enemies for a fight, and it's just a floating knife that tries to slowly stab you.
Chase Ray. Devil Summoner Raido Kuzunoha versus Digital Devil Saga Switch Edition.
I'm in tears. I'm on my knees. Please come up with another remaster. I'll do anything, man.
No, they'll just keep piling up the karma. They're like, these guys say shit that happens in the future. If I pay them to say shit, it will happen in the future.
Oh my god. This is bullshit. People are paying Dan to access the morphogenetic field.
I'm fine. This is bullshit. Ever since we saw that 2013 podcast you did in which you predicted mid-gen refreshes.
No, he predicted the Series X!
And
can we not talk about it right now?
I hate you.
Count Von Admar. Skyfire Hero couldn't pre-order a PS5, so wish me luck on launch day. Oof, good luck with that.
Original Dead Rising box art.
Kyle Bjork. If I'm too late to change my name, I will eat my entire fucking computer.
Well, you weren't.
Oh no!
I know how to place the PS5 on its side, and with Skillshare, so can you.
It's very difficult.
Apple Gothic's message wasn't read off last week, so here's the image without context. Now, I have not posted the image. The image is the box art for Dynasty Warriors Gundam, which is a fantastic game. Could be 2, pretty sure it's 1. More importantly, pay your rent on time. Moving on.
Holy shit.
Hey, I figured I would answer why that happened. Zilter! Fantastic image from last week, Punished Daniel. Feel free to go back and look at it. It's a fucking goat.
Mm-hmm.
In beloved memory of Fisher, I'll miss you, bud. Hyphen Zass.
Aw.
Yeah.
Rest in power, Fisher.
Xbox Series X go burr.
Burns.
No, it goes hot.
Yeah,
hot.
I was gonna say, how does it go burr if it's hot? That doesn't even... Come on, guys.
I'm burning.
It's Thursday already. Add 867-5309.
Oh, okay. I saw numbers and I was really scared that it was going to be another Zero Escape thing.
Siri set a timer for 30 minutes.
Oh god, it's 30.
You got paid a lot, okay?
This is not a joke. I think it's just a name, but it's giving me a stroke every time I read it. So I'm gonna try to say it correctly. Cromdo face.
I'm Cromdo face.
I feel like he's a Judge Dredd character from the Stallone movie.
If he uses that voice, though, I believe that might be a person in Destruction All-Stars.
Yes.
Are they also a white supremacist?
No, they also have a cat helmet. with the weird LED eyes.
Jesus.
Oh man, that's really quirky, and they only talk about being in stasis.
Ask Sony why noted white supremacist Angelo from Destruction All Stars is being platformed.
It turns out after all this shit that happens, Sony is the first group to blacklist us.
Shane's calling his shot on the next Smash pick.
Holy shit, Gandhi.
This
Jesus.
shit's
Gandhi. Gandhi unleashes the nuclear fury.
And Craig Goss. Oh, wait. Nope, we have more. Oh, no, these are trying to fuck with me. Oh, Puck, the Fog Lords.
Okay.
What? Whoa.
Even weirder, they're images of Dr. Pepper barbecue sauce. That's a
Probably
thing, I
good.
guess.
That's probably good.
I don't trust that, no.
Barbecue sauce is full of sugar anyway.
Yeah. Items.
Someday we will know the mystery of items.
I don't think we will.
Reborns, an innovative mecha adventure brought to me by KZ, because it's his fault I watched Gundam 00. Yes, I'm still
I'm fighting now.
That show's great. It's got characters that are first name Revive, second name Revival.
Ugh.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my. What? Okay, that's enough.
What, did you look?
Yes.
Yeah, that whole group's fucked up. It's very innovative.
They have to earn the name.
They are.
Thank you very much to our podlords.
Thank you, Podlord.
You pod lord.
Thank you, Podlord.
And if you'd like to become a podlord, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to many benefits, such as early access to Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool, our 2 anime review podcasts. You also get Cursed Content Club commentary tracks where we talk over bad movies, and Cursed Content by Committee, our Patreon exclusive show where we watch and talk over bad movies. You also get Armchair Dev pitches, where in Armchair Devs, where normally we stab each other, you get to find out what that would have been beforehand. And many other benefits. That's patreon.com/gbpodcast.
You just reminded me of the other iconic Gundam 00 innovator character named Bring Stabbity.
You're lying.
And when they said that character brings Stabbity's name out loud,
Oh my
I
God.
fucking shit on my rewatch of this recently. They fucking went in. This motherfucker, and this is named Ribbons. It's great. It's a 10.
Oh, we're gonna start with they're shipping a box to retail called Xbox. Hey guys,
There's a piece of news. There's a piece of news here first that's most important about Xbox beforehand.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
The big Power Your Dreams ad's coming out on Friday. You excited?
I'm not gonna get hyped for an ad that's not gonna have games in it being told to me that it's gonna release a day in advance. That's incredibly stupid.
Yeah, that's
Given
really dumb.
given the teaser they put on Twitter, it seems like it's going to have that same energy as the Sony one. I can't believe they let you know a day in advance that they're making it.
Yeah, I saw parts of it, and yeah, it's trying to be one of those hype Sony. It's in real life, but it's a metaphor for how gaming makes you feel. And Sony would be stupid if they tried to hype me up for that in advance too.
I guess it makes sense. It kind of looked like it had that similar like drab color palette the Series X like reveal trailer did, like muted colors a little bit before
What?
they formed the box.
Why?
You not remember that?
No, I'm saying why. I'm saying why copy Sony's ad? That's so stupid.
Well, it worked as a successful angle for marketing for Sony for an entire generation, so why not copy it?
You didn't make games.
Yeah. Well, here's what they're gonna do. Right? They're gonna do everything that Sony does, but worse. But because they're doing a lot of stuff at once, people will think the communication's better, so they win.
This is so exhausting.
Yeah, it's real dumb. I'm sure that ad will probably be fine. I've never known them to hire incompetent marketing teams before.
Except
Well,
when it runs their Twitter account.
For
Hold on.
commercials.
So
for
what you're telling me?
commercials.
Okay.
for commercials.
Because it sounded
'Cause
like you said
their
that
Twitter-
they've never had bad marketing.
Their Twitter is run by their marketing department. I was talking about hiring marketing departments. That's a very different thing.
I got hit with like 15 different tweets, YouTube videos, and music videos at the same time.
We can go over
And
the best of the last week. Hey guys, did you see how you turn your Xbox Series X on its side? Well, it's really
and
simple.
expose the awful stand.
The first thing you do, okay, it's really simple. Watch.
I saw multiple people saying they own Sony. This is this gen's equivalent of how you share games.
Anybody who says that has fucking brain damage. They better. I will fight them.
I saw it, and I saw people saying it's like, how the tables have turned, and I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah,
Wow,
that was insane.
I haven't seen that.
I
Good thing
don't have to
tweet about
spend
this
5
shit.
minutes if I have an Xbox Series X. I don't have to spend 5 additional minutes turning it onto its side. Something that I will do maybe once or twice in a generation. Instead, I have a giant tumor on its side that I can't take off because they're insane.
It takes you a minute to do it, and 20 of those seconds is put that thing in the hole on the PS5. So it's like,
Yeah,
it's crazy, but this is it. Xbox is one. You can just knock it over, make it shit its pants.
yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, when I read that UK tweet, you could tell it had that energy of they wanted this to be the big own. Like,
To be clear,
People believed it. It was
X-
the big O.
Xbox UK made a tweet that was just an emoji for turning, and it was like, "This is how you put it on your side." Hoo do. That's what Bob's referring to. This whole
And
thing
every
is so
lazy person on Earth's like, yeah, I also think this is pretty cool.
I can't wait to have a fucking lazy Susan attached to the side of my Xbox because they don't let me take it off.
Yeah, it's really weird how many different marketing images have done their best to hide that thing this entire time. Like
The big circle.
Yeah, we only found out that Big Circle existed from one specific coverage 2 weeks ago from one site.
And every time you try to ask influencers or people who got previews saying, I can't talk about NDA because they've NDA'd everything about the Xbox, despite them giving people preview units. They're like, you can only talk about backwards compatibility. You can only talk about quick resume and moving through menus. You can't talk about the machine. If you're greasy, it makes it look bad. You can't talk about if it sets you on fire.
Yeah, on a related note, some people have been saying that the console runs pretty hot. Jeff Bakalar from Giant Bomb pulled the SSD out of the system, the external one, and apparently I'm not going to say it burned him because that would sound hyperbolistic, but it was clearly hot because he recoiled at touching the metal part on it, on a memory card.
Oh,
yeah.
And
Well,
he said,
saw it.
shit, that burns.
He reacted the same way I do during summer when I try to put on a seatbelt.
Yeah. And
you accidentally touch the metal part. It's like, fuck.
So that's something that's been coming out, and we've had tweets from all over the place of it's going to burn your house down to it's fine, it's hot. That's how you know it has a CPU in it. I'm not going to comment on that. What I am going to comment on is people have been saying it's pushing out real hot air even when it's in standby mode. And I'm like, oh my God, Bob.
How?
Bob.
uh-huh.
What if, to avoid getting sued over them saying the CPU is always this clock rate, they don't clock down the CPU for standby mode?
What? That'd be insane.
That's the only reason I could think of.
Standby mode's like putting the thing into rest, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know any reason why it would be pushing out significant amounts of hot air in standby mode.
It does seem crazy. Maybe it's something to do with the way that...
Is it crazy that I'm always resting my PS4? Is that like something psychos do?
No, that's normal.
Yeah, that's normal.
I'm the weirdo because I always turn it off because my last one, my first PS4 this gen died, and I'm like, because I used rest mode, it must always turn off.
No, it definitely isn't that. But I was wondering because I only knew until recently that Xbox One apparently didn't have a rest mode.
It's supposed to.
Yeah, supposedly there's some menu option you go dig up and find, and it does that.
We know because every time we say it doesn't have a thing, people scream at us it does.
Oh, I heard it didn't have it from sources that weren't this bubble, so
I know.
I'm willing to trust it.
I know. But yeah, for anyone who's curious, Dan, why would you entertain such a thing? Sony lost a lawsuit because they said the multiplayer for Killzone Shadowfall was 1080p 60, and what people found out is that it was 1080i 60, and the game in-engine interpolated it up to 1080p 60. If they can lose a lawsuit as tenuous as that, I think Microsoft...
I totally remember that shit clearly, and people like posting screenshots and being incredibly angry.
The funny thing is that multiplayer mode made my brother motion sick. Like, he plays a lot of video games, but the weird look it has because it does that made him nauseous.
Yeah, the game looks kind of like nothing else.
It's bizarre. You've never seen a game that runs at 1080i interpolate itself up, deinterlace itself up to 1080p 60. It's really, really bizarre, but luckily the single player isn't like that, so it's just the multiplayer that does that.
I wonder if it has anything to do with the quick... It's not quick resume, but quick switch between the games.
That's quick resume.
Okay, that's quick resume.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
You quickly resume into whatever other session of a thing. I hope it's not that, and this quick resume, like, killer feature thing is causing so many problems between it makes the shit hot, it makes the OS 800 gigs.
When you do the quick resume stuff, it's supposed to just store that to the SSD, so that wouldn't make sense either for...
Right, I couldn't think of why it would be needing to do that unless it was literally like, I need to check on them constantly.
Yeah, me neither. All I know is, like, we're gonna... I assume, unless this is just the worst coverage we've ever dealt with, we'll know how much wattage this shit's drawing in the first week in both standby mode and games.
Yeah, I assume that Digital Foundry will knock that stuff up pretty quick.
Yeah, if they don't, Gamers Nexus might. I don't know.
Yeah, they might do that. I don't
should
know.
Just go back them on Patreon at a high tier and be like, hey, I love your channel. Please give me some good coverage of these consoles.
Yeah, I don't know how in depth they get with consoles.
I don't know that a major console launch has happened since they really started hitting their stride. But I don't know. They might be interested. Those motherfuckers made like a crazy high-end mirror system in order to film aerodynamics, basically, of GPUs. Like the turbulence caused by fans and temperature and shit. It's really incredible stuff. Gamers Nexus is great. Moving on, though. As KZ talked about earlier, we got some space stuff implied about Xbox. Well, we also got that about the PS5. Apparently, after formatting and with Astrobot shown, the PS5 has 664 gigabytes of storage. Now, if you recall my commentary last week, I spent the entire commentary ignoring the fact that gigabytes is technically different from gigabytes, I believe it said. One of these is a kilobyte is defined as 1,000 bytes, and the other one is a kilobyte is defined by 1,024 bytes. And the difference at that scale...
I'm like Mr. Krabs looking at the crowd confused.
What?
Yeah, the difference... So when you're sold a hard drive or a solid state drive and they tell you have 1,000 gigabytes, they mean you have 1,000 of 1,000 of 1,000 of 1,000 bytes, okay? So they define a kilobyte as 1,000 bytes instead of 1,024. So you can actually see that... Yeah, so you're technically losing a chunk of space just
2.5%.
Yeah, thereabout, yeah. It's actually, no, it's more than that because it happens at every step of the scale, right? So you're losing 2.4 at kilobytes. You're losing 2.4 again at megabytes. It stacks the whole way up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this why Sony's doomed?
Casey, you didn't tell me you were a leading contributor to most gaming websites.
Well, I was like, what is this? Is this cope? Like, whoa.
So
I don't know.
So when I did my estimates last week of like, this doesn't make sense. Like, size-wise, Sony should come out well. I didn't account for that even once in that whole discussion. So that is how we ended up with, apparently the PS5 has 664 gigabytes of storage.
Oof.
Yeah.
And what you've written here hurts me immensely.
Yeah, COD Modern Warfare, as in last year's Call of Duty, is 250 gigs-ish on PC right now.
You could maybe hold 2 Call of Duties on this.
I don't play that franchise.
Syncing up with this perfectly, Western Digital came out and said, hey, I heard you guys might need storage. We have a PS5 compatible SSD. They put an asterisk next to that, so I wouldn't trust them on it. I would wait for...
That's called a trap.
I would not buy it.
Absolutely.
Don't buy an SSD for this until the PS5 is out.
Right, don't do that. And wait for Sony to come out with a white list of which SSDs will work, because, guys... As someone who's used high-end cameras, trust the compatible media list. Like, Samsung has had a history in the past of doing external SSDs that say they're twice as fast but break compatibility with everything. I had to send an SSD back to Amazon because they did that. Wouldn't work on my camera at all. Would work on Windows. Wouldn't work on consoles. It sucked.
Remember earlier this year when you didn't check the white list and bought an SD card that scared the shit out of us that we lost podcasts because it specifically was not compatible with the MixPre?
Yeah, it was literally the only SD card I've ever had that issue with, and apparently that specific SD card is a problem child. SanDisk wanted to make an SD card that just read and wrote data faster, and they broke compatibility doing that. And we almost lost that chugging bleach. And I paid $70 to get that data.
We're good.
Yeah. So
that was a good chugging bleach too. I was gonna have a stroke if we didn't save it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was one of the worst feelings of running this podcast network. Honestly,
just think about it, people. You got a great chugging bleach instead of what would have been the worst one ever.
Yeah, no, that would have been dire.
Yeah, it would have been 18 minutes long.
Yes, it would have. So yeah, just wait till Sony comes out with that whitelist. But assuming this is compatible, I figured I'd talk about what it is. Where is the product page? There it is. Okay, so for a terabyte, it is $230, and for 2 terabytes, it's $450. As we were saying before, the benefit of Sony's approach is that it's an open marketplace. This isn't proprietary, so over time, these will go down in price. Even still, there's a thing called Cotard syndrome where a person believes they're already dead. Now, I have this feeling for already believing I already bought this. And I'm regretting the purchase before I have done it. I'm like, oh, why did I do that in the future?
Oh my god.
So much money, I'm an idiot. But guys, I think
that's me with the Xbox Series X that I have in my Amazon orders.
Please, if you like, the back compat's gonna be great, but I don't think
it is
any other reason to buy
play
it.
Sonic Unleashed on it.
And it's gonna have anisotropic filtering and better load times, and that's about it.
And they're gonna remove chip.
Patch him out. Ray gun sound. But yeah, $450 and your PS5 will have 2 terabytes added onto its internal 600 gigs.
The impressive 600 gigs.
Listen, I've been a good boy this whole gen. I'm still using a PS4 vanilla. I never even bought an external drive. I never replaced the internal drive. I think I earned this.
I don't know how you lived with that shitty performance toward the end of the gen and half the hard drive size I've had.
Dude, it's been crying Wojak the whole time, basically.
It's like someone tied you to a safe and threw you into the fucking lake.
No, I'm being responsible. No.
No, I can't do this. I can't save money by just tolerating this bullshit. Destiny 1 over here taking up 100 gigs on my fucking hard drive.
Ugh.
KZ, we need to go get that platinum.
Let's do it on PS5.
Maybe. I'll have plenty of space.
True.
Ask me what it cost.
Everything.
Everything. But yeah, the specs they list should match up to what Sony's I love this phrasing, to what Sony's demands are.
Cerny's demands.
Yes. So in theory it should be compatible, and that looks cool. I'm thrilled over the concept of having a system that doesn't have anything weird plugged into it or tethered via USB cable, that has a shitload of storage and it's insanely fast. So yeah, I'll be honest, after a whole gen of being a good boy and not paying for the performance upgrade or the space upgrade or fucking internal space upgrade, I think I'm gonna break and just buy a terabyte or two. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really nice not to have, like, I have an external drive on top of my system. That's not great.
No.
Like, if I move it around at all, it's just a pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might go sicko once a little bit later and just go, whatever.
What if you
Give me a
just
two.
cancel the Series X and then went sicko now?
Because my thought is,
No.
in 1 year, we'll probably see these drop in price a decent bit.
Yeah.
A decent bit, at least
Yeah,
$50.
that
At least $50.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the sort of thing where it's like, I can make this work.
Here's
I can totally make this work for now.
So here's how it's different for me, Bob.
Uh-huh.
I have a PS4 vanilla and I need to move over every PS4 game right now.
All of them.
All of them. I have.
He has a list. As it turns out, he is signed up to play on PS5 4.8 terabytes of video games.
Dude, I think our launch live stream is like 4.8 terabytes of video games. I still haven't added that up.
On only one console. It's a good thing you're doubling up over there.
Yes.
Yeah, for that launch live stream. God, is that going to be necessary? But yeah, that's all the news we have about the storage stuff. But those Japanese YouTubers got access to the PS5 this week. So
They sure did.
So they showed off Godfall, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, Astrobot. Wasn't there one other game? Maybe not.
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Yeah, that all looked really good.
Yeah.
The fucking respawn times in those fucking games. In Godfall?
Godfall, there's basically like no respawn time. They just put you on a screen where you just hold the button like you're opening a door, and it's like 1 second and you're already in.
Yeah.
You spawn.
It's jarring.
The Astrobot thing, it's like JPEG appears. It's like animated, like the animated like death screen. It immediately pops you back in.
Yeah, that shit looks real hype.
There's like a traditional load in Astrobot where you're like shooting yourself through the console, which for Jeff Keighley back in like June or July, it was an 8.5 second load. Now it's like 2.3 seconds.
Yeah,
But
people kept posting that clip at me saying, they're only saying there's no load times because they're going to hide them now.
How does that... What? What does that mean?
What is this bullshit that just keeps happening with people? It's the fucking, none of these load time comparisons count because those are new PS5 games. Show me old games. That's the only time loading's real.
Yeah, I'm really sick of how stupid people are being about all this shit. Like, guys, the SSD thing isn't impossible. They're just removing a shitload of latency that PCs and consoles have had up until now, and they're increasing the bandwidth insanely at the same time. Like, it's not impossible.
They just think it's a buzzword with no meaning or like some sort of like trickery type thing, and they don't want to be fooled. It's like all the tweets where you see someone point out that part in Ratchet and Clank is a loading screen. I'm a fucking super genius.
It's like, wow, you pointed out that they loaded in between an entirely different world with no shareable assets across any of it. You're such a genius.
It's not impressive that they loaded an entirely new area with an insane amount of things visible, all acting in 2 seconds, when before you would always start in like an isolated area with nothing. Even just getting to that wasn't done.
Yeah, Bloodborne takes over a minute to load the other side of town.
But this is meaningless. I don't want to. When do I have time to go get my soda? That's how it always is. They're just looking for a reason to not care.
Right.
For some reason, they don't care about something being better. It's null and void because they don't care about being better.
And they'll figure out how
Yeah.
ad hoc.
Yeah.
I needed breaks. I needed breaks for my game. I could pause it, but I really like the way these load things would just waste my fucking time.
Yeah. Guys, it's okay to be impressed. I know I'm going to be very impressed on launch night. Like,
At the Xbox Series X.
I wish, man. I wish they had some next-gen games that were full-size games and not
Assassin's Creed
downloadable.
Valhalla.
Wait, what was that?
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, there's an exclusive next-gen Assassin's Creed launching this year. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's exclusive to video game consoles
But yeah, no,
and
it's
services.
it's exciting. I'm very excited
Creed
for that
Valhalla?
aspect. And that's no. But yeah, that's another reason.
You're right. It's not exciting.
That's another reason why I am not going to install these games on an external hard drive. Why would I ever go back to that? You can't make me. But yeah, we got other things about the PS5 being very, very quiet when it cools the system. And some Japanese press were talking about the temperatures coming out of the system. They even noted the temperature of the room it was in, and it was all very cool and quiet, apparently.
They're like, the temperature of the room's like 30 Celsius or some shit.
Yeah. So, like, that's
Which I
cool.
assume is hot. Because the only thing that matters here is Fahrenheit and America and how we do things. Which means that Japan has been ruined because X is confirmed everywhere now.
Yeah, I don't know why they did this. I assume the OS is just being made by Americans, and they went, no.
There's also not. They've also confirmed that.
We rule the world.
They've also confirmed that there's not even going to be like a regional option, which seems like it would be so easy to just put in there, let people switch over.
It's really weird. I guess
Just forcing devs to like learn. It's like, no, none of you are doing that Final Fantasy 15 jump to pick up item anymore.
now you swing your sword at midair to pick up.
Yeah, I feel like you shouldn't massively inconvenience a not insignificant part of your audience because of Final Fantasy 15.
I believe they should.
We only have a few more bullets on PS5 news. I guess I'll shoot them out here. They technically not PS5 because it's now. PlayStation trophies have been changed, so the leveling system now goes up to 999. I've never jumped 300 levels in a video game before, but doing it on my PlayStation account felt kind of good.
I played Disgaea games.
Yes.
That's fair.
300, those rookie numbers.
Oh.
No, I mean you're gaining that many levels at once.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit's real dope. I really like that they have multiple different icons per rank, and then they have 4 different grades of rank or level, bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And the fact you have to get level 999 to get platinum is like, I'm never going to see someone with that icon. Last bit of good news before we get into the catastrophic Sony news this week. Devastating Sony news this week. We got that teardown of the PS5 that they teased 7 months ago.
Finally.
Finally. And I'm glad they picked the world's smallest man to show it off.
He's like, here's the PS5. As you can see, I had to lift it in here myself, and he's just covered in sweat.
It's like, I know the thing's big. It looked even bigger with that thing was bigger than his torso.
It was the size of his fucking torso, and I laughed. I was like, this is ridiculous. So they do the teardown. They show the liquid metal stuff we were talking about before. They show the huge heat sink that's contoured around the system's design. They show how you access the SSD section, which was shockingly easy. Those white panels do actually come off, which was rumored. And they also show how the stand works. If you have
stand gate, right?
Yes, stand gate. If you have it in the horizontal orientation, it just clips onto the back in a very specific spot that's shown with PlayStation icons on the inside. You can see the exact spot you clip it, and it'll stand. And if you want to do vertical, it comes with screw in the bottom. You just screw the stand into the bottom of your PlayStation, and now it's vertical. And as someone who, in an ideal scenario, I would have it vertical, but my current setup doesn't allow for that. I kind of appreciate that this is the only PlayStation to come with a vertical stand included.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's to me, that was a positive, but apparently this is stand gate. Now, someone explain to me stand gate. What?
It's very simple. It's hard.
Yeah, it takes a long time. I can't do that. Why is it like this?
I assume most people will have it horizontal, so it's not hard. You just clip it on.
Yeah, no, when I saw that you clipped it on, I was like, okay, I'm happy. Because before I was like, am I going to have to balance it on that?
Yeah, no.
They watched a clip on Twitter of accelerated speed, how you do it. They didn't cut out the part where you take off the screw and then put it back into the machine. They didn't do any of that. Or the fact that it's a really slow demonstration of it.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, that takes too long. If I would have engineered a console where you didn't need to do that.
Oh, okay. All right. I also keep seeing people post, this actually gets me more than Standgate personally.
Yeah.
I've been seeing countless people on Twitter today post, here's a teardown comparison of the time Digital Foundry went over to Xbox and the teardown Sony just did of their product. And I'm like, hey, dipshit, that's not a Series X. That was a model Series X. All of the parts are attached together in that with magnets.
Right?
That's not a teardown, you fucking morons.
Yeah, like that's a weird mock-up model of it. What?
They've been doing this all day.
I was wondering what was going on with that because it looked real satisfying when he shoves it all back into the box.
Yeah,
I was like, that's super clean and.
Yeah, they put powerful magnets in the mock version to make it easier for journalists to come out and reassemble shit.
I was gonna come in here and mention that teardown because I watched parts of that again and I was like, this is real neat. There's something satisfying looking at that, and you're like,
it's fake.
Fucking magic.
I mean, yeah, they just did that so that way journalists could get their eyes and hands on it, and that's, kinesthetically pleasing to put your hands on the computer and be like, look at these parts that go together. Like, that feels great. But people posting it as a teardown comparison are fucking morons.
Yeah, think of it realistically. They're not going to let journalists try and take something apart.
Yeah, no, that's insane.
Okay,
I mean, if you're gonna bring in fucking Richard,
like even
I think he knows his way around those things.
Even Digital Foundry, though, even the Digital Foundry guys, who I assume are really smart and know all about this shit, like they're not going to know the nuances of it. You wouldn't have one of them do your teardown video.
I feel like the only journalist you would ever trust with a teardown video is Gamers Nexus, which you shouldn't trust because they'll make it look bad. They'll be like, look at this glue. This is some cheap fucking glue, NVIDIA. Jesus Christ, this is a $1,500 video card. Which was funny as shit. I love that YouTube channel. Anyway, people posting that comparison, they're fucking stupid. All of them. Now for the truly upsetting Sony news. They're updating the mobile/web store. You can no longer buy things for the Vita, PSP, or PS3. You will have to access those stores directly from that hardware, which for people who don't know, is a circle of hell.
No.
This shit.
What are you talking about? You just turn on your machine, if you thumb your way over to the store, you download it. This takes 10 minutes. It had to load. It crashed. The store crashed. You downloaded it. The download failed. Do all 15 gigs over again. It's 1 megasecond, by the way.
Yeah, I actually made a thread of how nightmarish that was before they made this announcement, because it was coincidentally what I did this week.
One of my worst experiences last year was trying to just download fucking Third Strike on PS3.
Yeah, I mean, just using, you have to update the store for PS3. That's how insane it is. It needs its own firmware updates.
Your thread was the funniest shit. Because one of them is just you belligerent for 1 second. It sounds like Mario when he falls into lightning in Mario 64. It's pretty good.
And you know, that whole experience, as shitty as it was, as many hours as it took to actually buy those, I still ultimately used the web store.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it. Get a good taste.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is awful. This is bad news. I understand things may need to stop supporting things eventually, but that doesn't make it good news. It makes it bad.
They
Right.
should
This
fucking
sucked.
demake the store on PS3. Make it a browser.
They should just revert it to what they had right before they did that switch to the PS4 store on the PS3.
Or something minimal that barely has any like visual animations or graphics.
Yeah.
You hit X on it and it boots a command prompt.
Plug your USB keyboard in.
Make it 360p. Maybe that'll help it.
Hell yeah. But yeah, that news fucking sucks. And now that we've
So,
covered literally every end of the spectrum.
Important piece of information here, Dan.
Yeah.
I've now learned that I am 24 levels below you on PS4 at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that they've updated, I am level 318. I went from 19 to 318.
Man.
I need to work my way up. I gotta go like download something on the PlayStation Store that's free, where it's a screensaver of anime boobies that gives me a platinum.
I don't think they have any of those.
Well, if they have those, let me know.
They have those. I follow Greg Miller. That man's deranged.
Yeah.
Well, I keep remembering an Avatar game for the 360 that apparently just dumped this 1,000 gamer score on you for playing like 5 minutes of it.
Yeah, if you knew
I
what
think
you were doing.
Sony has started to like strike back on these games, but they're totally ones that are like, Sony, let us have a platinum. Look at this screensaver. Here you go. You gave us $2
what
for
level
this
am
game.
I? 288.
So we got Bugsnax. We have Bugsnax news, KZ.
All I hear is that you're a fucking failure. Bugsnax is coming out on launch for the PS5. It's also coming out on PS4, so it's cross-gen, November 12th.
Also Epic Game Store.
Oh, I forgot that it was only on there and not on anywhere else.
So
on
it doesn't
PC.
count then, right? I thought we were just not acknowledging
doesn't
Epic
count.
Game Store as a platform.
Some people might, so I have to tell them, but I do not.
Ah, okay. They showed off the voice cast for this.
It's really good.
It's really good. The most important thing here, looking in here, is that they got Barbara Goodson, who does various voices. They just listed Rita Repulsa as the most iconic one.
That's clearly what she's doing for this this character.
Yes. She voices a character called Clumpy Clumbernut, and I have not gotten over this name. This is a masterpiece.
They also put up they let Giant Bomb put up a unfinished video. So you got to see like 30 minutes or so of gameplay. I did not get to watch all the way through it, but it starts with Brad like catching a Bugsnax and feeding it to someone. The person's just totally into his hand transforming into strawberries. Just like they're all about it for some reason. They're not worried about that at all. So I guess that these are desirable.
I just like looking at what they're credited for each person. It's like, this woman's credited for Devil May Cry 5. Who was she? Patty.
Oh my god, on the phone that one time? Jesus.
Yes. Yes.
Hopefully, you know what I really want from Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition? A bunch of costumes and models for Patty and oh my god. What's Nero's girlfriend's name? Oh god,
Kyrie?
yeah.
Orihime?
Yeah, Orihime, that's it.
That's literally why her and him got hired.
Oh god, is it the same voice actress?
Yeah, it's Johnny Young Bosch and Stephanie Sheh.
I did
Are
not
you
even
fucking serious?
It's them doing. Yeah,
my
they're doing
God.
the same voice too.
Dude, I didn't fucking know. I didn't watch Bleach.
Well, now you know, and it's the exact same shit.
Kyrie should be way crazier.
Yeah, I was like, Kyrie isn't just sitting there like, oh, that's really great, Nero.
She has one moment of that
Oh my
level of insanity in all of Devil May Cry 4, and then she just becomes plain.
Oh my god,
White
Don't worry,
bread.
just wait for the lobotomy.
Orihime is anime olive oil.
Oh my god!
I'm shaking
This is
with
the
this
strongest
revelation.
thing you've ever said to me. Anything else but Bugsnax?
I really want to listen to that song again.
I'm fucked up. I'm really fucked up right now that while I scornfully look at my Series X I have pre-ordered going, announce a launch game. Sony's like, we have more. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. You've had enough.
You're done.
Shut the fuck up.
Time for you to go into your PS5 launch stream dock to add Bugsnax.
God damn it. Fine, I'll do it right now.
Okay.
Fine, I'll call now.
Yes. Love that. That ad is forever in my brain until I'm dead.
Yes.
Tragic.
Go to Sears. So we got a couple of upcoming games that are getting like upgrade stuff. I'll take this one, Outriders. It's coming out February 2nd, 2021. It's getting a free next gen upgrade and full crossplay across every platform. They showed like a weird like web of PC platforms, cross gen platforms, like all of them can play together, which is good.
Did that show you if you were the center of gaming?
God damn.
It showed me that this game might have a population of online players, which is great.
Yes, that's fair. Yeah.
The other game that's getting like upgrade stuff is in Bob's news.
Oh, yeah. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate got announced.
I knew this would happen. That's why I didn't buy it. Also because they were shitty to their employees.
Yes. But it's out November 17th. Apparently, the upgrade is going to be free. Like, this is just for the extra stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, all Ultimate is just everything bundled.
Right.
Just selling you another pack.
So they got a new combat pack that's got Melina, Rain, and John Rambo.
Okay, so I saw a really good Twitter post. I'm going to shout it out now, or just steal the joke rather. Mortal Kombat is now Smash if your dad got to pick.
Yeah, it's all like 80s action star.
But I respect it so much.
Yeah.
It also makes sense. It's like jumping. They did horror last time, so it totally makes sense to do something a little bit different this time in terms of the special picks.
I'm gonna need them to put in Alex Foley next.
God, that would be really good. He like shoves a banana in their mouth and their head explodes.
The one comment I saw going around was someone being like, NetherRealm treated their employees PTSD by having them add a character with PTSD. I was like, oh my god, no.
But yeah, the trailer showed off Melina, and I knew who she was immediately, and then it showed Rain, and I was like, is it Rain? I don't know. You won't. The trailer doesn't give names or anything. It just sort of shows them cool stuff.
So yeah, and I'm watching this trailer too separately, by the way. And Melina comes up, and I'm like, okay, Melina's already in the game. I'm pretty sure, that's fine. And then Rain comes up, and I'm like, Rain's a weird pick. I'm not sure he's in the game. That is Rain, right? Squints at close. And then I'm like, oh, these are characters. Neither of them are in the game. That's why they were revealed on screen the way they were. They were the fake major characters for this trailer. And then John Rambo's like, you're out here with me. And I'm like, God damn it. I got the whole trick with this trailer 1 second before Stallone talked. Also, I'm so happy they got Stallone, because if they had John fucking Rambo in this game and he sounded worse than my John Rambo, I would be upset.
Yeah.
He might still. We'll see.
No,
you never know.
Stallone's constantly acting, so I don't think he lost it.
Right.
It's gonna. Here's the problem though. If I keep doing a Stallone voice around KZ, it'll be like the Duke Nukem thing where he's like, "Now I think yours sound better." That makes me mad.
Oh my god.
I wish Ed Boon would decide what he wants Melina to look like.
No,
because her mouth has changed in each of these 3 games.
Good.
Yeah.
And it was
Well,
actually better in MKX.
they had to completely redo her model because they made Kitana more Asian now, and since she's a clone, they had to like redo her whole face.
And so, okay, next game, her mouth will literally be a garbage disposal.
Oh no.
That's basically what it is now.
It'll
Basically,
just
What, she joins the fucking Cyber Ninja Initiative, so they just make it a garbage disposal.
That'd be funny. I feel like that has a non-zero chance of happening.
I know. These games are great.
I appreciate two things about
What?
this announcement for Ultimate and the next gen support. One, they're like, and the loading is way better, is literally on the screen.
Yes, improved load times is right up there.
Because this is, of course, an Unreal 3 game.
So that's one thing. Here's the other thing I really appreciated, and it only occurred to me in this moment, okay?
Okay.
As they show the two boxes to go, hey, it's next gen, I think, man, if Sony had a PS5 box that looked exactly like a PS4 box, showing those boxes would not make it instantly apparent that these were the next gen versions. Xbox really lucked out. It's never been this hard to visually confirm this is a next gen thing. Because the box for the Mortal Kombat for Series X just says Xbox.
That's so bad.
They're shipping a game to retail marked as Xbox.
I picked up a game from GameStop that had Xbox on it.
Mom, this is a Kinect game for the 360.
People seem confirmed that dynamic 4K resolution. It's like the fighting game that holding that 60 is super important. So, it's fine, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
dynamic 4K? You mean what the vast majority of games this coming gen will use?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of games are already
The
using
game already
it.
looks good now. To be
Yeah.
honest, I played a chunk of it. Did that hilarious story mode.
Besides, I'm not really worried about its ability to hit 4K 60. Like, it already is running at higher than 1080p on modern consoles, and both next-gen machines are absolute fucking beasts compared to this gen.
Right.
Like, guys, calm your tits. Come on. But it's so dynamic. Whatever, PC gamer, you're using DLSS. That shit ain't even real anyhow.
This has cross-play and cross-gen with a K.
I approve of that, but no more features that start with K.
Yeah, that we're a little too close.
You know what? Sure. I do like that they didn't write it like that on the screen for the trailer, but the press release, absolutely.
Yes. I'd be really interested in seeing which next-gen console has the better input latency, and then making a giant deal out of it. Because that sounds fun.
That sounds like Dan.
That's science, baby. So, do we have a price on that yet? Do we have a price on
Let's see. The Combat Pack 2 alone is $15
Yeah.
for this new stuff, or the Ultimate Edition is $60 where you get everything.
So wait, you're telling me that I get all three of those characters for $15?
Yeah.
What the fuck? That seems affordable.
Yeah.
Do they know one of those is John Rambo?
Yes.
Oh yeah, the
So
other
it's like
the,
$60 for the main game, 2 DLC packs. I think the first one had 4 characters. Because I saw a lot of people bummed that it was only 3 on this one. And then that extra story DLC thing that is even more crackheaded than the first one.
oh, man, that is $60, or that's $40 alone for Aftermath. So okay,
Oh, yeah, because that also added characters. That's the one that had the RoboCop one. And friendships.
yeah. Luckily, the friendships are just in the game like that. That you didn't have to pay for those.
The friendships are important. Sub-Zero comes out with his own fucking ice cream, like, fucking wagon that only has sticks. He just makes ice cream out of ice.
Yeah, that's neat.
The Raiden one's still probably the most insane one, where he just shoots lightning at the ground and it makes baby Raiden. It has like text over him that says that, and they do a dance together.
That sounds really horrible.
It's really
It
funny.
sounds really horrible in the best way imaginable.
The fact that the fucking friendship isn't a UI element, it is a series of real balloons that fucking appear as a prop.
I like Frost's because she's like a cyborg now. She starts ice skating and then does a pirouette, but her head doesn't spin. Only her body does.
I'm horrified.
I don't want to end on Feel's news. Hey, Feel. Let's do it.
So there's a really great article that Wired put out. I'm just gonna put it in the general right now, so Dan can
Thank you.
Put it in the description. It's called Amazon Wants to Win at Games, So Why Hasn't? And it's a completely horrible look at this doomed initiative. It includes some nightmare stuff. The specific one I want to talk about was with a couple things I want to talk about is like along the walls they had the leadership principles: deliver results, frugality.
So it's literally what we pitched for our Armchair Devs pitches the other week.
The most insane one though was how they intended to make how New World. Remember New World, the really bad looking kind of colonial MMO type game?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it. We did a stream. It was me, Bob, Dan, and Eric watching that nightmare.
Yeah.
We were trying to figure out what it was.
Yeah, that was originally supposed to be an open-ended survival horror game.
What?
Now
It already doesn't look like what they're selling it is. It already looks like a weird
And you're telling us
multiplayer
it was
combat
in
game.
fact some third thing?
Yeah.
Well, now see, what they decided was that each game, which and by they I mean executives, none of the people making this are involved at all in that.
No art.
Each game would showcase specific things only Amazon can do. Bezos told his executives to build something so mind-bogglingly awesome that there should be no doubt in anyone's mind why they use their fucking stupid cloud computing shit. The phrase computationally ridiculous was thrown around.
I don't know what that means.
What became the pillar of the development of all these games was the 10K initiative. The idea of 10,000 players fighting on a single, like in a single instance.
Oof.
Then they found out everybody thought that was a stupid idea. They found out that nobody actually wanted this, but they only found that out after it ruined every single game they had in development.
God damn it. God. How
We
is
were
it?
too optimistic.
Yeah.
This article tries to have a good ending by talking about a streamer playing the super closed influencer beta of New World and saying it was cool, and then I look up footage of New World and it looks worse than like a early access game from 2015, and I'm like, oh. Dan, Bob, KZ,
Yeah.
Amazon Games' only hope is if New World is a massive blow-up success.
It will not be based on what we saw.
Yeah, what they showed is already just a confused mess that they say it's one thing, it
Generic.
clearly is not that.
Yeah, generic multiplayer siege game mode,
And
where it was hard to even follow what they were doing.
yeah, and supposedly that's an open world RPG.
Oh no, it is because for last month they put up a bunch of footage of somebody fighting bad MMO mobs.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
I like this snippet where they say, but 6 former employees of Amazon Game Studios, most of whom had left the company by 2019, told a different story. Quote, there's this hubris, end quote, one said, echoing a common refrain. Quote, we're Amazon. We can do it all. We can spend our way to success.
No company in history has ever said that and then been right.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you think you can do that, that means you don't have the talent to actually accomplish your goals.
Does this article bring up Breakaway at any point?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh no.
It also brings up Crucible and is like, Crucible failed and then got unreleased, a move unprecedented in the entire industry.
Yes.
You know, it never really hit me how fucking unprecedented that is.
What, I feel like Anthem should have been unreleased, but they couldn't do that. They sent the discs out.
The new Smash character Steve from Minecraft has been unpatched from the game. We're shoving him back in the closet.
Ahead.
He wasn't
you know
ready.
What? Go ahead.
I after that
man.
move list reveal, yes, please.
Go ahead. This fighter's pass can go back to 5 characters.
Bob's like, yeah, remove him. After seeing his moveset, I'm a firm believer in nuclear disarmament.
Yeah.
I am willing to sacrifice Byleth.
There's a special ending video clip that plays in Smash Bros. When everyone uninstalls Steve from Minecraft.
One day we'll reach that.
Cause Miller's just like, we can't build a world with nuclear arms. And then you're just like, shut the fuck up, Cause. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this article is a lot to deal with.
I want to say I'm glad that Amazon might get out of gaming somewhat soon, but they just announced Luna, so that ain't.
Well, they don't need to.
happening.
They don't need to make games to do that. Besides, that'll be gone in a year and a half.
I know.
Yeah, also they don't steal too many resources from other things with that because Luna is just a Windows PC.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank God.
Yep. We're going to move on to KZ news. KZ?
All right, it's time to talk about Steve.
Oh, no.
All right, so Sakurai did like a 45-minute thing where he showed off Steve from Minecraft, how he plays. First of all, he'll be out on the 13th.
Very
This
soon.
character, I can't handle it. I watched it and started getting mad. He's got like a meter on resources. You mine on surfaces. Depending on what level you're on, you get different shit. So if you're on like the Star Fox ship, you get iron all the time. But it's randomized if it's on like an Omega or Battlefield level. You go up to a crafting table that spawns with you, and you get different rarities of different things to deal more damage with them. They have durability on them. You summon the mine cart, and then you can jump out of the mine cart, and you can trap other people on it, and then they fall. They have high damage, and they can't get out of the mine cart.
It's like an assist trophy that you just get to throw. Like you just don't even.
You can build the blocks, and then it's like, oh, you could just edge guard with these. This seems like either a character that will be bad or a character that is going to be so fucking strong if someone has any amount of brain power.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way this is bad.
I don't know, because if you have to mine to get things, I could see like, no, I'm just gonna harass you and you never get to mine.
If nothing else, he had the I think it's just a smash attack where he just drops lava. He just drops it off the ledge. So if they're trying to come in low, you just drop lava on them. They're dead.
Yeah, he also has like the flint and steel that creates a little fire block that will also fall like it does in the actual game. He just seems like if you fucking go off the edge, this shit sucks.
He's also the only character's glide. They took it off of every other character since Brawl, but he comes in here with it. So he has insane amounts of recovery.
Yes.
Yeah, his only thing is just he has like the really bad single jump, and that's only because they want him to be able to do 1 unit block placing jumping on top of it.
Right.
Yeah, this guy seems insane. I'm excited to check him out and go, none of my friends better get good with this character.
Hello there. It'd be
Hello
a shame if there were all these blocks between you and the ledge you're trying to grab.
Yeah, I can't think of a future where this guy isn't incredibly annoying.
Like everything about
Maybe-
it seems like, so he's gonna camp you the entire time and be the most annoying person on Earth.
Did they say how much he weighs?
No.
No, they didn't ask. It'd be rude.
I'm imagining that he might just be like the lightest character in the game.
He looked pretty light.
I think he
Yeah.
looked heavy, but he can glide, so what's it matter?
Right?
Oh man. What a fucking situation we've gotten ourselves into.
Yeah, I want to make it clear I'm not saying this because he's Minecraft Steve. I'm saying it because that move list looks painful.
I was like,
Yeah, it does. I was fine with him being in because it's funny. This is absurd.
yeah,
I lost it when they're like, every stage makes it so you pick up different resources. And the Twitch chat was great. I was like, please be what I expected. It's just everyone going, banned. I was losing it.
That first trailer they showed where it's just a quick reel along with the dramatic, reveal. I'm just watching that. I'm not really feeling anything. The second thing, I just started hearing the flames in the background as all of civilization burned down due to his moveset.
That trailer, I said in the last podcast, it's the first time I've seen just gameplay in short snippets where I'm like, this might make me upset. And then this, I'm like, I've never been more fucking bothered just watching Sakurai do. I was like, is this like an hour and a half long demonstration?
They said they recorded this all the way back in August, and the moves could possibly have changed. So what if we just see massively nerfed versions of everything he showed off?
What was that one move? He pulls one move off, and he's like, "This may not be this powerful."
I don't
like
remember.
the specific one thing he did looked like horse shit. And he was like, "This may not be as strong when it comes."
I think it was
out.
the
Was it
meteor.
Piston?
Yeah, it may have been the meteor. I don't know. I can't remember. It was something on the left side of the field that he was using to knock them off. And I'm like, this is... Jesus Christ, Sakurai.
Also, just making the lava appear above his head.
God.
Oh,
God.
oh.
Yeah. It was like the magma.
Yeah.
You can do like a magma block above you, and oh my god. Also, important thing. Travis Scott is being added to Smash.
Oh, shit, yes.
Does he have
They
barbecue
said,
sauce?
Yeah, he does. Smash. It said Smash Bros. Crossing over with Travis.
Nice.
God.
I think it's supposed to be Travis Touchdown.
At least now we know why they do this. Why they do like Travis and LTR
It
for
is
No More Heroes
insane.
and in Assassin's Creed.
Weird
Yes.
ESRB thing.
Yes.
Yeah, where they apparently can't show an ESRB, or they can't show a M-rated games logo in a non-M-rated game trailer
Yes.
because of the
They
ESRB.
cannot do that. That's why it's like Smash Bros. Crossing over with Vault Boy and Altair. But then you look at the European trailers and they just show the game logos.
Right, which I get
They
it.
don't
Like
have to care.
everything, those games have those ratings assigned, so I guess it becomes very strange. Whatever. Now that I know what it is, I'm fine with it. It's really, before I knew what it was, I thought they were insane.
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean Altair?
You know,
Like-
like the hitch game Altair for the Nintendo DS.
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered got announced this week. This was the last one of those that was done by Criterion, who they just brought back to save the franchise because it's on fire.
Yeah.
So this is coming out. It's $30. PS4, Xbox, Switch, PC.
They did Most Wanted, though, so this isn't the last one. This is the second to last one they did.
Oh, okay. I was seeing some people say it was like one of the last ones that they did. I think they also did Burnout Paradise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
These are the Burnout
People are talking up
This is
that
the
that
Burnout
remaster
people, yeah.
also ran pretty well. So this should also be pretty okay. November 6th for everything, but Switch gets it a week later on the 13th.
I'm not sure that Criterion handled the remaster of Burnout Paradise. Let me check.
Oh, okay.
Let me check.
They,
Has anyone played this specific version of Need for Speed?
I think I played it once. It was locked to 30 and I was upset.
That's looking forward to next gen.
I've only played one Need for Speed. I think it was one of the underground games on PS2.
I told Bob I was still upset that we haven't played that one with live action cutscenes because I need that shit in my veins.
Yes.
I was just talking about it with my chat where I'm like, Star Wars Squadron would go up 2 points if every other scene was fucking live action.
Yeah.
yeah.
Live action, like the PlayStation 1 Star Wars game that had the live action cutscenes where they
Yeah.
clearly ripped scenes from the film, but then
Rebel.
like put other characters in them.
Rebel
hey,
Assault's awesome.
hey, Lord Vader, I'll look into that for you, buddy. And he's like, good, I love you, Tom.
Now do this first person Millennium Falcon section. It sucked.
It suck.
Productivity suck.
It does. Highly recommend checking out the announcement trailer for Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. It is like 80% live action. It is really bad.
I need to see this.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about this dude beating some other dude's time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. By the way, yes, it turns out Stellar Entertainment handled the remaster of Burnout Paradise, so
Okay.
who knows how this will go.
I wish this were Hot Pursuit and Most Wanted as the combo pack. I feel like that would feel like a good value.
You want value?
Yes. Because these games are ancient.
Yes, they are, and now they're $30.
Not a chance.
God, remember when Burnout Paradise Remaster came out for an absurd amount of money?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I want Most Wanted because I want that. It's like a Burnout Paradise, but it was 30 frames per second, which ruined it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's okay, Bob. You can get Burnout Paradise Remastered on Steam via EA Play for $5 a month.
Oh my god, no. That doesn't even come with Skyrim. Why would I sign up for that service?
True. That is literally the top
fucking
listed
EA
way to
Play.
buy it on Steam now. Like, if you
That
look
shit's
at the buy thing, the top
weird.
one's like EA Play. I'm like, fuck you. I'm trying to find the price.
I was doing that trying to buy Star Wars. I tried to buy Squadrons and it's like $40. EA Play, it's $34.99.
Ooh.
Casey's like, I was trying to do that, trying to buy Star Wars. And then Disney's like, well, first sign up for Plus and then give us $30 per movie.
No.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if they did that with The Rise of Skywalker? How upset people would have been?
And then I pull out my card like, yes, dubstep lightning go burr.
So wise.
So finally we got this this Ghost of Tsushima update, version 1.1.
Exciting.
It's coming out October 16th. It's going to feature loadouts, which hilarious. I watched the spoiler cast Greg Miller did, in which he told Nate Fox you should have loadouts. He's like, this is the first time I think I've even heard of the concept of putting that in the game.
I think we talked about that.
They filmed that like a week before the game actually came out, but I still think that's funny that it never came through their mind.
Loadout? How?
Like you pick a piece of gear and you make a loadout of charms.
Oh,
So you like
okay,
I
okay.
enter this scenario and then I would outfit myself based on that.
Okay, yeah, that does make a lot more sense.
They're adding some like dog charm that when you equip it and you like open a cage of dogs, if you pet them, they become your allies. So you can like
That's
sick
dope.
dogs on people.
That's really dope.
Yeah. New Game Plus, there seems to be like other armor, a brand new shopkeeper for some stuff will be available as well.
I think they said new dies.
Yes. Yeah, there'll also be new dies. The Legends multiplayer mode will also be coming. You got the 4 classes. It's about getting cool gear. They're making a raid that will require you to have some high-tiered gear to get through it. And I'm like, what do you mean Ghost of Tsushima has raids?
Yeah.
It's Destiny.
What are we,
Oh
some
my
sort of
God.
samurai squad?
I'm like, you gonna make me fight like some ancient Japanese dragon?
You throw the sticky bomb at him. It's like, you're trying to trick me. I'm immune to all damage now.
Oh my God, Ghost of Tsushima that plays like Destiny sounds like the worst game ever.
I don't know.
I can't wait to play it.
That sounds pretty hype to me. All I need now
does.
is a performance PS5 mode.
Yes, we need a mode that unlocks that frame rate.
God, yes. Please.
30 is not enough.
No, 30 isn't. Also, they're adding more trophies into that game. Times up perfectly with that trophy update.
Oh yeah, we all got
Good.
platinum, so we need those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, fucking everyone here, just the Chad squad.
Well, that's going to do it for the news for this episode of Big Think Dimension. KZ, what do you have going on? Hey, Phil, what do you have going on?
I am so.
The day this comes out, I'll probably
I'm
start
dying.
streaming Virtue's Last Reward, the next crack-headed game in the hackish Zero Escape series.
Cool.
It's gonna start getting a little weird now.
Just a little?
Just a little.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Me and Bob still have Ratchet and Clank month going. We're heading straight into PS3 territory. Even if you do miss the, normal full-size Ratchet and Clanks on PS3, we're going to do a variety stream of the other things. So size matters, all for one, etc., etc. So keep an eye out on our Twitch. We'll be doing it over there, and eventually I will get these streams over to YouTube. It is a lot to manage. And we're going to wrap back around to, hey, Casey, what are you doing?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
I was asked to do preview event stuff, and I eventually just said, I can't do it. I have no time.
Been there, done that. Where it's like, here's an opportunity. I'm like, bye, opportunity.
Gotta go.
That's okay.
Casey, the word crisis in Chinese means danger and opportunity.
I thought you were gonna say every time a door opens, it closes. Wait, no. What?
Oh, excuse me. I have to go. I have to go talk in front of a green screen in the White House. Goodbye.
Oh no!
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Big Think Dimension. If you would like to support the GB Podcast Network, head on over to patreon.com/GB Podcast so that way you can get exclusive behind the scenes on stuff, other content. There's a lot of content. It's basically non-ending avalanche of content. So head on over there, become a $5 backer or a Podlord today. This month's GigaBoots videos were brought to you by our lordly executive producers, Esme, Nicholas Cameron, E. Lee Broyles, Star Falcon, Spaceman Spiff, Danny Richardson, Red Blaze 27, We Fall Now, and the Ghost of Adam Admar implores you to play more Saga. Thank you very much to our executive producers.
And also these guys.
Soar on over to patreon.com/GigaBoots and become an executive producer today.